How's it going, everyone, and welcome to another failed attempt at Stygian Onslaught with your favorite show hosts, Still.
And Volacel, and no Fern because he's got the double shift today, but maybe he'll be in later. We'll have to wait and see. But we'll mush on as best we can. I've got the ick. It is nestled in my throat, and it is not allowing me to speak correctly. So, and I am in a significant amount of discomfort. So I will try anyway, but we'll see how it goes. If you'd like to get involved with the show, you can do so by sending us email at noexcusesvtw@gmail.com, or you can follow us on the Twitter at noexcusesvtw, or you can join us in the Discord server, which you can get to by clicking on the link provided in the show description underneath the archive on YouTube.
Indeed. And this week on the show, we don't really have anything planned. Me and Vol tried Stygian Onslaught right before the show. Uh, uh, Best Redhead managed to carry us without doing anything through one of the bosses. Pretty sure we got the other boss because it's just Aeon Blight Drake, and Chaska makes that boss fairly easy. And we can find our way through that with our heavy hitters thrown in there just to do the Mavwika thing. But the Electrocharge boss, I don't know if we can get through that.
Yeah, it's not easy, and it's so electrocharge centric that it's sort of hard to imagine who would have a team that can do it without Lunar Charge, because it's not as though Electro Charge was an awesome team before.
Yeah, and Lunar Charge, from what I understand, unlike Lunar Bloom, actually does modify the numbers.
Well, it doesn't. It's a different phenomenon to Lunar Bloom. It does gain the ability to crit like Lunar Bloom does, but in addition to that, it also creates a thundercloud that will basically be like another fischl on the field
Oh,
that
I
keeps
see.
pew-pewing.
So it'll keep stopping his shield from recharging.
Yeah, basically.
But we have a cow.
Yes.
I mean,
Cow.
Verisa can do a lot of damage, and she is very good at doing her butt slams, but persistent electro effect on the field is not exactly her forte. The electro is kind of an afterthought. Like she mostly is just here to stomp stuff with her butt.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a puzzler. We'll have to think about it.
I mean, we got two levels of the shield gone with the chicken. Unfortunately, my
Yeah,
my chicken is not super geared. I mean, we could try Yansan maybe.
I've seen Yansan builds suggested, but they all also rely on C6 shivers.
Yeah, we don't got that.
But yeah, aside from the Orthodox teams and ridiculously high constellation teams and um, overload teams, most of the teams that have been suggested capable of doing it are taser variants.
Yeah, of which we don't have a whole lot of investment in. We might have.
Yeah, it's a very orthodox team that most of the people who have been like hardcore since 1.0 have been running tasers since the year dot. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're really kitted out for that. To run taser properly kind of requires you to be doing it solo as well to get all the timings correct.
Yeah,
So
there's
you need to go with something a bit fuzzier and more robust if you're playing in co-op.
yeah, that was another shoe. Was while Verisa had charges for her dash attack, we were golden, but that's four plunges, and then I'm out of juice. And I
Yeah, I can't help but feel like a lot of the difficulty in Stygian Onslaught is artificial, and it's not just, oh well, it's because they're shilling the new character. It's also I feel like a lot of it comes from the fact they just forcibly start you on 0 energy so that no engine is running.
Yeah, because there was a very very visible difference in the health bar depletion when Chicken's ult was up and Chicken's ult was not up. Like I could actually move that
I
health
mean,
bar.
it could be as something as simple as like a reaction type team in Stygian Onslaught. How much better does the fight go if you can start with Nahida's ult?
Yeah.
That would be night and day difference. So yeah, it's I've not encountered anybody who likes Stygian really. Like everybody's got criticisms of it, and nobody really enjoys it in a genuine sense because they feel more like they're playing around gimmicks than they are overcoming a difficult challenge because the gimmicks are too restrictive. They don't really allow for creative solutions, or rather, the ability to leverage creative solutions sets the bar so high that it's virtually impossible for most people. The only people who have got accounts built well enough to do that have got all the characters anyway and don't need to do that.
But,
So
but we did
it's
figure out that my Nailu and Laumar are built good enough that a Barbara triggering the EM can kill the boss.
yeah, a Barbara that was built in 5 minutes, no less.
So I worked a long
Just
time on that Nailu.
my Barbara, I worked on it for 5 minutes, and she had no gear this morning, and now she's got gear.
Yeah, Mav, my Bloom team right now operating at its peak, assuming it crits all the time, which is impossible. It's only like 10% crit rate. It's like 112,000 per Bloom on a crit. But given that I put 6 months of work into the team, I better be doing that much.
Yeah, that just means that you're going to be doing what 2,000 damage a pop to yourself, sort of thing.
Yeah, Kokomi dies a lot.
I tried to heal with the Barbara. I don't think she heals for very much.
Well, the good news
She doesn't have
is
the gear.
when it's only 2 players, I've got Nailu chilling on the field most of the time, and she has 74,000 HP without the Hydro buff.
Anyway, yeah, Stygian is bad. People don't like it generally. Maybe there are people who like it, but I haven't heard from them. That's for sure. It seems to be more or less in a similar position to the other two game modes, where nobody likes Spiral Abyss because it's either easy or it's impossible, and there's no middle ground. Nobody likes Imaginarium Theatre because it forces you to do things you don't want to do all the time, and people feel salty about the way it makes you play. And nobody likes Stygian Onslaught because the difficulty feels artificial, and the rewards are out of reach for the people who need them. So, yeah, it's just that all across the board, the end games are bad. There is this one sort of Genshin community micro celebrity who loves Imaginarium Theatre. Goes by the handle Brave Skirkanara.
Well, there's your first problem. You got a Nara in your name.
Yeah. The this individual, if you are on the tweeters at all, if you happen to be plugged into that at all, you will see this person cross your timeline quite a bit, and they're actually kind of legendary in Genshin circles for spending a lot of money on Genshin but being incredibly scuffed in their gameplay. And this is largely because they only play teams that they like the look of. They don't think anything at all about meta,
I mean,
ever.
I can respect that.
Which basically means none of the teams are functional in a conventional sense, and they can't do Abyssal or Stygian at all. However, this particular individual can romper stomp Imaginarium Theatre.
Just because,
Simply because they used to only ever playing scuffed teams.
I see. And then he's probably got a very horizontal account if he's just building them for aesthetics.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what we should do? I wanted to try this. So you remember what our favorite team was to kill Jeff with, the old Bloom team? What if we take
Oh
it?
yes, the accidentally bloom.
What if we take your Nahida and Barbara into Jeff? I wonder how bad he'll blow up now.
You want to bully the Jeff?
I do want to bully the Jeff.
I'm sorry, give me a minute. I need to go grab some lip balm. Having a cold one dries out the skin on my face. BRB.
So yeah,
Say something.
I have thoroughly enjoyed my time messing around with the Bloom team. It has been working just as good as I hoped. When Kokomi doesn't die, which is a very real threat, even with the nerf of Bloom damage, because you know her taking like 10k a pop from the Mega Bloom crits is a real hazard. But in theory, she can just heal it all back. In theory, being she has her ult going, which means I need to get more energy recharge on girlfriend. But then be how it works. Nailu has basically two dances, and I poo pooed this dance at first because I didn't know that it appears to take the EM of whatever your active character is, and so it doesn't need Nailu's EM, which I thought was odd, but apparently that's the way it works. So it'll just follow your active character and use their EM to spawn blooms, which is nice. So yeah. Also, deer. Deer are pretty. Well, this deer is pretty. Deer are actually very dumb animals. Um, well, actually, I can never tell if deer are dumb animals or not.
Deer are delicious animals.
So, deer are dumb most of the time until you encounter one on your feet in your yard. And then they're like, hey, I see you. Like, hey, dumb nuts. You gonna run away? No? Maybe? You're thinking about it? Please run away. I really don't want to get kicked in the face today. The deer will stop and think about it and just give you long enough to worry about maybe I should walk the other way around the yard. And then it'll bolt. Like it knows. You asked me to fill time. I'm filling time.
Yeah.
It's whole,
Yeah, yeah.
whole,
I
whole.
was sort of like, is he going somewhere with this?
No, no. I'm just talking about deer. We have deer everywhere in the yard.
They're delicious, but you need a license to hunt them in this country.
They are okay meat. Not my favorite meat. I can eat it, but they are free to hunt here because they're a pest.
I think there are some places here where they're a pest, but I think it's just more that the Department of Conservation wants to regulate who goes into the bush with a gun in case they do something they're not supposed to. But because we've got poaching problems here as well, particularly for native birds, because basically the Maori eat the native birds, and the Maori have hunted multiple species to extinction. So yeah, there's the reason we don't have moas anymore. They like to talk a big game about how they are the people of the land and they respect the land, etc., etc. But yeah, they also like burn down large swaths of bush and ensure that there are no habitats. So
Oh boy, this is gonna be a trip.
oh, you want to jeff it up, do you?
Uh-huh.
Right. What do you normally do when you're doing the Barbara Nahida and Jeff?
Take a picture of it, splash it with water.
All right. That's all I've got in my arsenal, so it's gonna better work.
What I did. We're just doing it with bigger bombs. Oh, who needs mechanics?
What, is it already over?
Mm-hmm. Nope.
I guess I will do stuff. Could he like stop moving? That'd be fair. Oh my goodness.
Highly well goal. Oh, we missed one. Okay. I can't find him through the matrix. Oh, there he is.
Not my fault. Alright, you gotta go to the middle of the room first, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, it missed. Seriously? Well, Bloom Team still works.
Remember when we used to have touch like pedals and stuff? Yeah, sure, I'll touch it. I'm capped on red. Yeah, that's what the Bloom team do.
Very silly.
Once Fall gets his llama built up, I can swap Barbara for his llama, and we'll stick my Kokomi in, and then we'll be able to do the 2-player Bloom team.
Yeah, one of these days. I'm not in any hurry though.
What is my
Because there's
Kokomi?
a lot of freaking Fatui that I need to farm for that.
You got a lot of materials from the event.
Not nearly enough.
I did run around and just murder them.
Anyway, we were doing a show.
Yep. My Kokomi has almost 1,000 EM, by the way, with a healing percent add on.
I don't think I've got any really well-built EM characters. No. Nahita's got 788, which is not too bad considering she's using a prototype Amber. What does Lali have? She's got reasonably good EM. She's got 1,030. Right. Wait. What were we doing?
You're weak.
My week. Okay, let's see. What did I do during my week? Black Ops not doing anything this week. Like at all. It's sort of a break week. The Highlander twins come out next week, I believe. Lots of people waiting with bated breath because they are pretty meta important, generally speaking.
Sure, that's why they're waiting with bated breath.
I choose to believe that that is in fact the case. The alternatives are grim. Right, what else? Star Rail we can more or less skip over because everything's happening next week, not this week. So there's not really anything to talk about there. In terms of the way the numbers look like they're going to shake out, Evernight's sort of an interesting case. She needs the same team as Castoris to be used as a carry. She's from all accounts, she's better than Castoris as a carry if you vertically invest her, and if you don't vertically invest her, she's slightly behind. But they're basically more or less even as a carry. They work together quite well, but most important, the most thing that it contributes to, like, is if you want to run a Remembrance team and you don't have Cass, you can just get Evernight and run Evernight carry instead. They work differently, but they both work. And if you do have Cass, they work well together, and they can give you team juggling flexibility. Like you can move your Tribby to your Herta team, or you can move your Remembrance Trailblazer to your Aglaia team, or whatever. Basically, she's a flexibility pick for um for Casterus
Yeah.
teams. If if you have like, if you decide that you love Evernight so much that you just go all in on vertically investing her, she is actually better as a hyper carried Remembrance fully invested than a modestly invested hybrid Castorus Evernight team. So she basically pulls ahead really, really strongly when you give her lots of Eidolons. If you don't, then you're looking at sort of like medium performance from all three major combinations. With in some scenarios, Castorus is ahead, particularly in which scenarios was it? I can't remember exactly. But yeah, there are some end games where Castorus tends to pull ahead of Evernight and vice versa when they're respectively used as hyper carries. Together, you get the flexibility of both, but it pulls ahead slightly of the hyper carry versions. But the exceptional case is if you do like heavily invested Evernight is better than the other heavily invested team. So yeah, there are some choices there. The fly in the ointment with Evernight teams is that they require a bit of fiddling to use correctly, because there are multiple things you need to watch for. Evernight has a really high energy requirement. She's got a secondary resource that the number is quite important for your timing, like, because it's got like a minimum number to trigger an ability, but having that number be as high as possible at the time that ability goes off is critical to effective Evernight play. It's much more complex than Castorus play, and when Evernight's Memo Sprite leaves the field, it gives a speed boost to Evernight that is relative to the number of stacks you had when you popped them, which basically screws with your speed tuning pretty radically. So there's basically optimizing Evernight is an incredibly complex piece of machinery compared to optimizing Castorus. So yeah, there's a lot more thought involved in trying to integrate her into a team. You can't just sort of like blindly fire away because you'll be getting a tiny fraction of the performance. Because if you just blind fire, like if you just auto or whatever, you're going to be, popping 16 stack nukes, as opposed to deliberate play, which will be popping like 40 stack nukes, which are significantly more powerful. So yeah, we're talking quite a large margin of difference here as well, because the stacks I go into a direct multiplier on the Memo Sprite's damage. Generally speaking, Evernight buffs Memo Sprite teams pretty significantly, but is only useful for buffing teams where the vast majority of damage comes out of Memo Sprites. So Hyacine teams, Castorus teams, and Evernight teams. Not Aglaia teams, because Aglaia does most of, or a goodly amount of the damage, if not most of the damage, in Aglaia teams. And Evernight basically just sweet bugger all for characters and only really helps Memo Sprites. So yeah, an interesting pull case. Haven't really decided what I'm going to do yet. Like, I'm leaning slightly in favor of pulling Evernight, but I also don't have resources to speak of because I've had some very poor luck lately on the gacha. So yeah, I'm a bit low on resources, but I've got sort of like, with good luck, I could probably maybe pull for her. With bad luck, I'll be shit out of luck. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that goes. If I decide to pull for her, we'll see. It's definitely going to be advantageous since I use my Castorus team a lot for a variety of different things. So there is definitely a power uplift there, but it's not a radical power uplift, not a game-changing power uplift. It's just a noticeable one. But yeah, I don't know. Like it's a good move if you want to keep pure remembrance relevant. And since my Herta team is fighting over Triby's attention with the Castris team, it could be useful for me in that context as well. But yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. Unfortunately, because she's a first phase banner character, I can't just wait and find out what Sirene's kit is before pulling. So I'm gonna have to go with my gut on this one, or go with my wallet. I guess that's also an option. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have to wait and see what's coming down the line for Star Rail in terms of whether or not it's a worthwhile investment. They've got a whole bunch of projects on the boil which the leakers haven't even been able to expose any information about, which makes me wonder if the leakers were ever really leaking to begin with. This week has been another bad week for Star Rail leaks. Like, most of them have been story spoilers that nobody wants to see, everybody's trying to avoid, and the rest of the leaks have like multiple leakers saying mutually exclusive things, which just suggests that it's people bullshitting for clout, to be totally honest. So,
Speaking of bad financial decisions, remind me when we get to Genshin.
oh dear,
I mean,
what have we done?
we're talking pinnacle bad decisions. The worst potential decision you could possibly make.
Why? Why would you make a bad financial decision, Nara Steele?
I mean, it's not just a little bad one. It's a why would you get that constellation? What is wrong with you?
Anyway, Aristeel's poor judgment aside, yeah, there's not really much else to say about Star Rail. I haven't attempted the new MOC yet. There's not really any reason for me not to, because the only thing that will change is Evernight, and probably my Caster's team is good enough to pass whichever side I would use her on anyway. So the outcome's not going to change much. So I might clear it earlier in the week. We'll see what happens when I get time. I've got a busy period coming up, starting early mid October, where I'm not going to have much time to do anything because we're going to be really, really low on staff, it looks like, and I'm going to be worn down to the bone. But yeah. Anyway, ZZZ, what happened in the ZZZ this week? Not a lot. Sort of, it was a week of non-event events. Not really anything to do there.
A very adorable little short came out on the YouTube channel.
You're kind of obsessing about that.
Megas is
But,
gonna be forced to wear a pink gun holster.
I'm pretty sure she made that. I'm pretty sure they did that gag in the main body of the story.
I think they did too, but the image of the little pink bow on her is too adorable.
But yeah, I still haven't done whatchamacallit, Bangbu Tower Defense. I just don't like Tower Defense. I'll get round to it though. I don't really have much choice. I need the polychrome, and frankly, I haven't managed to accrue enough polychrome to not just to not just skip Orphean Seed entirely. So I probably will skip Orphean Seed entirely, and to my chagrin, Evelyn as well. I just don't have the resources for it. So yeah, I will probably skip all of that. I'll just keep amassing polychrome, and then I'll use that polychrome for Lucia in the next major patch, so as to add a new friend for Yushin and Fufu. But yeah, it's basically a holding pattern there now as well. Getting Wuwa out of the way, I haven't really done anything in Wuwa this week either, because the week has been taken up by Genshin, more or less, in as much as I had a week. So I've pretty much finished most of the material in the patch now. I 100%ed all the areas, completed the stories, etc., etc. Generally had a good time in Nodcry. I generally like the sort of the tone and tenor of the place and the layout and the activities to do. I didn't have too many major problems. I had two or three puzzles that were a bit fussy, in that things tended to go wrong with them, and then they would take their time resetting, and there was no like reset button. They obviously had run into a number of problems like that, which is why they implemented a reset button in a couple of the puzzle types. But some of them didn't have them and really needed them. So
Yeah, I was
yeah,
getting I was getting mad when
I think the one that you ran into when I was online, that must be a bug because we weren't able to replicate any aspect of it. It just
yeah
seems like a weird thing that happened this one time.
yeah
That it happened to both of us, and we couldn't work out why.
yeah, and it happened to me on another puzzle too. So I think it has something to do with them stupid mole things.
Maybe, I don't know, but
But I was,
yeah,
oh boy, I was getting frudging mad at that.
I didn't really have too many problems with anything else. It was relatively straightforward. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the characters. The I particularly enjoyed the interactions between Columbina and Sandrone. Um, it's quite interesting to watch them in various languages because every voice cast has a slightly different interpretation of that scene. Like I watched the Japanese and the English one back to back to see what the differences were, and they are completely different. Completely different. You can sort of see how they come from the same origin. Like the Chinese version is sort of like halfway between the two in interpretation,
Yeah,
and the English one is like Sandrone is like a stroppy, angry, aggro woman who's losing her temper, whereas the the interpretation from the Japanese one is that Sandrone is sort of like she's been through this before. This is old hat to her. She's talking through gritted teeth, but she's not like flaring up because obviously this is like a long running uh, pattern of behavior between the two. The interpretations are a little bit different for Columbina as well. Ian Columbina is like overtly teasing Sandrone, whereas uh, the Japanese version of her is sort of like perfectly purely innocently making comments that just happen to cut very deeply. Or at least if she is teasing her, she does not have any crack in the facade. It's entirely straight faced. So the interactions do come off quite a bit different. I like the JP one better, but everybody says, "Oh no, the English one's obviously the best." But for some reason, online people furiously glaze Ian voice actors relentlessly. I don't know why. It's not like they're incredible people or something. But
mhm.
yeah, you'll zoom in. You have the zoom in. Um, but yeah, I decided that I would pull for Nefer next patch, which means I have to pull for Lauma this patch, which means that I had to tap a whole bunch of my Primogem resources. But on the upside, I've got the entirety of the current patch to save and build for her, build her up, because Nefer's not going to come out until 6.1. Which means I'm not in any hurry to build up my Lauma. I can just take my time farming at times that farming is efficient. So, Stygian is up, so farming relics is efficient. Some days of the week farming materials for raising the character is going to be efficient, or skills, or Mora, which is almost certainly going to be needed. So yeah. Now, I'm intending to pull for Nefer simply because I liked her in the story, and not because she's actually good, because apparently her current numbers are a bit questionable in terms of her ability to actually apply to a fight. Like, on paper, she's quite good. In practice, it's sort of hard for a lot of people to see how you could actually leverage those numbers. But
But we all know how the
yeah, so
Gimsh community is with numbers. Remember Klee?
well, they weren't wrong about Klee in the on paper sense. In the on paper sense, Klee was actually quite powerful. The problem was that for the paradigm that existed at the time, she applied too much pyro. She was just furiously apply pyro, way faster than anybody could use it. So a lot of the theoretical power was not able to be leveraged. The reason she never became powerful later on was because they power crept her before she had a chance. So there are use cases for her now. Even whales use Klee still for certain applications.
But how do they deal with the parabolic arc?
I don't think that they do. I think that more or less they just use her like skill, alt, and then get her off the field, sort of thing. But yeah, she's Klee does have niche uses. It's just not. She just sort of missed her window to be like a meta character. So poor Klee. At any rate, there's a lot of Nefa slander going around at the moment, calling her Flopfer and Neflop and Green Yoimiya, which seems especially harsh.
I would have pulled on Yoimiya if she had come on a banner that wasn't butts.
Well, she's always with Raiden Shogun.
Yeah, well, that or I think she's popped up outside of Raiden Shogun or right before somebody else was coming up.
Yeah, I think she came out immediately before like an Archon or something
Yeah,
on a banner.
yeah,
So nobody wanted to pull her. So we're all saving for like Nahida or someone.
yeah.
But
Or Yoimiya.
yeah, so but I mean, all that said, Yoimi is another character who's like very likable, but not very good. Isn't she
Like,
like a bow auto attack character or something?
yeah,
Like
she's an
she's,
empowered non-charge attack bow auto attack character.
I just spam square.
Just turn the
So,
fireworks on. You know, of all the other characters besides Mualani, I bet she would show up to Mizuki's therapy session and they would just go have a blast out in the backyard. And Mizuki would come out and be like, "Yeah, this was fine. Ain't nothing wrong with this one." Her and Mualani are like the happiest girls on Tevat.
but yeah, so I'll be pulling for Nefa now as what my current vector is. I don't really have much use for Laum outside of that. I don't really want to go all in on a Nailu team this late in the piece, considering how long it took Ari to get his up and running, and the number of pieces that I'm lacking in my not especially great desire to main on-field Barbara.
I mean, you can do it with Barbara. It's possible.
But
It only took me between the two Chronicle Wish banners to get the team up and running.
yep. But yeah, I'll probably be relying on hopefully Columbina being able to fill whatever gaps are left open by my not having a Kokomi. Because the odds, I think that based on the balance of the spread of characters, now there's no leaked material as far as I know. Not that I've ever gone looking for it, especially for Genshin. But there's, if you look at the character balance, it seems more likely that Columbina is going to be a support of some kind, a Hydra support of some kind, based on the character spread. The leaks say that Durin is almost certainly going to be an off-field pyro support because of there basically not being any.
Squabba.
Since like Shangling. Well, the leaked reports say that that Durin's prototype design, because this is like really early. It's not like in CBT yet. It's like early testing. The leaked reports say that Durin basically looks like they're finally creating a premium Shangling. So yeah, to see how that goes as well. Not that I intend to pull for Durin. I don't really have much of a use for that, but I expect that Durin's supposed to like facilitate Lunar Burgeon or something. If that's a thing. I don't know. I don't even know what Burgeon does, so it's just like burns harder, right?
It's like burn, but you burn the blooms. and it
Right.
burns for more.
I see. Anyway, yeah. So I'll have to hope that Colombina will be able to fill the gap in my Nefa team, and that I don't have to wait for another Kokomi banner. Although the rumors also state that we're coming back around to a repeat of Mondstadt Chronicled Wish, so maybe they're going to increase the cadence on Chronicled Wish banners as well.
That would be nice if they just always had one running like every like 3 months they swapped it. That would be nice.
It's not like it doesn't cost people Primogems. I mean, they're still going to make money off of it.
Yeah, it would have been nice if I had not had to wait like a year for for the Sumeru one to get Nylu. Maybe the Yoimiya banner will come around, and I'll be able to get her on the rerun. Maybe just because I feel bad for her, I'll get her. I don't really have a use for her on the account. Don't really want to pull her to play her, but I just gotta feel bad for her.
Yeah, poor girl. She's still, even on Chronicled Wish, is going to have to share a banner with Raiden Shogun. She just can't get away from her. But yeah, all told, it's been a fun bit of content. I enjoyed it. The stories were fun. There's a few dangling plot threads here and there. The community managed to beclown itself repeatedly, as usual. Like
There's a magical way to enjoy Genshin without all that. Take the Twitter,
never go
and
never go on the Twitter.
here's what you do: you press and hold on it on your phone, and you hit the uninstall button, and you put the phone
Where will I
down.
get my news? It's the #1 news app, didn't you know?
Fair.
Elon Musk can't go 5 minutes without mentioning.
You don't need the news. It'll
I can't
trickle.
go to the farms.
Don't need that either. Need to not. It'll trickle its way to your ears slowly if it's important.
No, no, it won't. Seriously, it won't. You should see the way the news operates in New Zealand.
Just, just
Like the conservative news networks in New Zealand are at about the level of MSNBC in the US. Like that's how far to the left it is. You're not going to get any news. You're just going to get bizarre left-wing narratives. That's all that you'll ever hear.
yeah. Because I don't use the Twitter, I don't have to worry about them talking about who's gay. Who's gay today?
Yeah, there's certainly been a lot of that. Like the one scene with Columbina and Sandrine was enough to convince the entire community that they are in lesbians. The like 2 scenes with Lauma and Nefa were enough to convince everyone that they were in lesbians, despite their like obvious hostility and attempts to undermine each other.
Pretty much. That seems like a ex-employee employer hostile relationship to me, where we
But
kind of we kind of still respect each other because we know the capabilities of the other person, but we did not leave on the nicest of terms.
but yeah, the big cut up in the Genshin community though this time was it with the release of well, basically, since Skirk came out, Kat Pratano has decided to carve out an online presence for herself and has generally been a relatively genial valley girl. Uh, totally apolitical. But when Nodcry came out, she made a joke, jokingly decided that she was going to hardcore ship Skirk with the new Sinner, right?
Oh,
Because she's married to that voice actor.
mm-hmm.
And it's sort of a funny thing because the Korean voice actors for Skirk and Rera are also married. And so it's sort of a bit of a meme. But this, she clearly was a wide-eyed, naive child wandering out into the Genshin community because she did not understand how much hatred she would attract for this. And she sure did. And so she's basically decided she's stepping away from Twitter entirely, despite the fact that, she had become, in a relatively short amount of time, quite well liked for being friendly and easygoing.
Yeah, she seemed like, kind of just a dim valley girl that liked to have fun. As a voice actress, she didn't seem to cause any trouble.
But the Genshin community is only trouble, and she appeared not to have adequately anticipated this. What is Rera's voice acting like anyway? Like, because the only thing I know about that voice actor, other than that he's married to Capritano, is that he voiced Lygus.
Oh yeah, he's pretty good. Like the new center from this patch, yeah, he's really good.
Well, he did voice Lygus, so.
The boy does chew the scenery as Bandage Face too.
I mean, if it's what you're good at,
I mean,
it's better than the sort of flat, stilted deliveries you get from an Nefa.
whenever they get that boy in the recording booth, they must just have to look at the walls and go, "Crap, we're gonna have to buy more egg foam."
They just give him one of those dog chew toys.
That's not part of the scenery though.
Yeah, but they need to keep him under control so he doesn't damage the booth.
They give that to him in the waiting room so he doesn't eat the walls on the way in. But when he gets in there, they can't stop him.
Maybe the soundproofing appears on the consumables budget now. No pun intended.
His agent handler's just like, yeah, and does your booth account for scenery chewing? Because we don't pay to replace any egg foam that may get damaged in the performance. I mean, no, yeah, he did a great job. I liked him as the voice of the new center.
Overall, I was pretty content with the level of the voice acting in the JP cast. It's a different tone and tenor to the EN one. It's, as per most of the Japanese dub, a lot more emotionally restrained, a lot less melodramatic, surprisingly, than the EN version. But it's got its own sort of flavour to it. It relies on more subtlety and less overacting generally. But, it does make villain characters tend to come off like Fischl a bit at a time though. But yeah, overall very enjoyable. Liked it a lot. Had a lark and nod cry. Good times. Lots of interesting little things that don't make any sense.
You gonna prize open that that carnival game?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just a spell checker mistake.
Yeah, if
the American English spell checker probably doesn't have British word prize in it.
If they had spelled it Prise, I would have probably twigged to it being British English. But it is not spelled like that. Now, as far as I'm concerned, Lauma is going to have to win carnival games to open something up.
Yeah, I think that while Lauma had things about her that I liked, mainly in her interactions with Nefa, how she's actually got sort of like a conniving streak to her to get one over on Nefa, which only comes out when she's dealing with Nefa. Overall, Lauma was probably the character I liked the least, simply because she's too perfect all of the time. Like, even when she's like angsting about, oh, well, I've been lying to my people all this time, etc., etc. Like, she still is basically playing the martyr. Like, it's still all about her being self-sacrificing goody two-shoes. And there's basically nothing to her character on display other than that she's like this incorruptible messianic character for her people, and that's all she is.
She got two things going for her, I think, in that because she's been introduced so early in the non-cry story, she's got plenty of time to show up. And
Oh, yeah, they can fix it, sure.
and
They can definitely fix it. Although that said, most of that type of thing historically, like cleaning up the rough edges of characterization from the main plot, has been done in character stories that they are not doing for Nodcry.
yeah, and the other thing is, have you gone and talked to her to unlock the deposit, your tokens? You must have if you unlock if you 100% of the zones.
Finished everything, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that bit with her was really funny. Of her just talking about, I don't think you want to be able to hear all the animals.
Well, she talks a bit later on about being woken up in the middle of the night by 20 finches that were all complaining about a weasel thief having stolen their pine cones.
I think I could forgive her if she just keeps having moments like that pop up. I thought that was very funny.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose Flynn suffers from a similar thing, but he's at least got the excuse of being an alien. He's basically an alien. I'm going to call him an alien. He's not like everybody else anyway.
Yeah, he's a little space cadet's the wrong word. But he doesn't quite think like everybody else.
Have you had the conversation with him about the taste of rations?
This sounds familiar, but I actually don't think I have.
Well, he doesn't eat normally,
Yeah.
and he got caught in a survival situation where he was in close quarters with other people who would have noticed if he hadn't been eating, and this caused some problems with him.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen that one.
But yeah, there's some interesting little bits of story in there. But yeah, overall it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I liked it. The 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 whole thing came together quite nicely. It was a reasonably good chunky length. The quests had the sort of the larger scale quests in there had some meat to them. Some of them were really sort of strange, and I'm wondering if they're going to go somewhere with them. Like there's this one where you just sort of shepherd some giant balls of light into a valley, and then everything goes psychedelic for a while, and it goes back to normal. And it turns out Traveler's the only one who saw that, and no one. Not only do you not know what it means, but you can't really talk to anybody about it because nobody else has seen it except you.
I haven't
And it's sort of like this weird sort of eldritch extraplanar experiment was carried out in the valley and had some unforeseen effects that resulted in everybody dying or something or turning into some kind of it's sort of like horror story material, but you'd only see the very fringes of what took place.
I haven't done any of the non-cry world quests except for there are weasels in the cannons.
Oh, that one is not very well designed, I must say, because when the quest promptings started to happen, I was apparently just standing in the wrong place. So I just had to run up the beaches at Normandy. Because I was approaching from the wrong side, but I had all the quest stuff trigger. It meant that I didn't have any barriers on the way.
I only had them on the last cannon.
I didn't have any period. There were no barrier apart from the one which they turned into a puzzle boss. I never saw a single barrier up till then. But they're all over the place if you go down the correct approach.
Yeah, I just kind of had a
But
night.
they don't funnel you into that though, and the quest triggers just the same. I had a few issues like that as well, like with the story quest. I had some issues where when you're going to meet when Flynn's has been accused, and you're off to try and find him. I had that quest just reset back to the start on me because I moved outside of the boundaries they don't tell you are there.
Oh, the infiltrate the Fatui gave me all kinds of grief. In what counted as inbounds for one of those searchlights during the main story quest.
Yeah, I know the searchlights. I did get caught by a couple of them that I could have sworn I wasn't actually standing under, but then I just sort of wrote it off.
Yeah, but yeah, I haven't. I've been going back to Natland to do cleanup this week, so I haven't done much of.
But yeah, I had trouble with that section where you go to meet Flynn's. You know, the one where it's basically dark and there are ghosts sort of wandering around and you've got the lamp?
Oh, that one.
Yeah, it turns out while there are no indicators that there are boundaries on the path, there are boundaries in the path. And if you step outside them, it does not set you back to the beginning of that section. It resets the entire quest. So you have to journey back to the entrance to the valley, into the valley, and then do all the combat again, all of the talkies again. You have to do the whole thing again.
I like how
It's a
your
huge pain
Barbara.
in the backside.
I like how your Barbara has Nilu's little water particles around her for the buff for the hyper bloom.
But yeah, it's very there are a few things like that that just seem like that. Well, this is all error handling stuff that really could have been done better. There's nothing wrong with the core material, but they didn't think hard enough about the sort of dynamics of open world and what the implications of that are going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, the only part of that got me was at the very end when like 5 of those stupid things spawned. I was not ready for that,
Yeah,
and my thing was on cooldown, and they spawned right on top of your face. Because I had been
I
autistically
don't.
trying to kill all the ghosts inside of the thing. And so I get to the end, and after I chase down the last ghost, I take 2 more steps after killing the last ghost, and like 5 of those things spawn. And I got no battery in my lantern because it's still recharging, and they all come chew on me. And I have to redo the whole
Yeah,
thing.
I don't really feel like the constraints on that quest were very sensible. Like, I get what they were trying to do, but that was about the worst possible execution of it I can imagine.
Yeah, I didn't like that section. Big Dragon Ball Z bit at the end was cool though, and watching Robo Maid uh have her little moment was cool. Her English voice acting is still terrible though.
Yeah, I don't think there's really any helping that. I think she's just not very good.
Like I can put her aside because she's the robot. But if she was supposed to be a normal
The
character,
thing is that she doesn't sound like a robot. She sounds like a person trying to sound like a robot.
yeah. So that said, walking into the event and seeing Inefa stuck up there in the magnet was a pretty good way to start the event. Like,
You
oh,
can find that randomly at any time.
yeah, I'm like, oh, we're doing this. This is the type of event we're doing, huh?
Sometimes she's just up there when you go into that area, and she'll be saying, "Help me, help me." But if you then question I know about it, I know will just say, "Oh, well, she just enjoys doing that."
This is yep. Right, so I'll interject it here since I otherwise don't have much to talk about with Genshin, but I mentioned I made some bad decisions.
Why would you do this?
There's a talent or there's a constellation you can get that can help you if you're on a Nightly Bloom team, and only if you're on a Nightly Bloom team, and not by very much. And that's Lauma's first constellation. And has been just enough to keep Kokomi alive.
That is to say, just enough to keep a team that already has a dedicated healer on it alive.
Yes. So it lets you heal uh, some amount of Lauma's elemental mastery every 2 seconds. At once on a cooldown every 2 seconds. Uh, to the character that triggers Bloom. Now, this all sounds like a nice, lovely number. That, oh, you got a 1000 EM Lauma, that's That's going to be like 5,000 heal. Doesn't actually math out that way. It's more like 3,000 heal. That's not what's important. The important part is it's just barely enough to keep Kokomi alive.
Kokomi's
However,
already a healer.
However, there is another portion because that is not a particularly juicy talent. For some reason, on Lauma's first constellation, they added the ability for it to increase your prance duration by 40% and make it consume less stamina.
All the better to prance you with.
So, if you're wondering how I can prance for so long as Lauma, that's why. This is the worst idea to spend money on. Do not, even if you're playing the team I'm playing right now, do not get this constellation. You could fix it with better Kokomi gear. But I'm not gonna lie, the ability to prance longer was what sold it at the end. I just like the prance animation. It's fun. Prance. Anyway, yeah, that was the bad financial decision.
I thought about it because it would be nice to be able to roll the healer into the support, but I was like, that's definitely a rerun pull type of thing.
And it looks like the number would be really big. It's really not. It's not enough for her to be the main healer.
If Columbina comes out and turns out to be a healer, and I invested in making Lauma the healer, I'll feel like a retard. So I decided, you know what, we'll flag it and wait for Lauma to come back around again.
Yeah,
because she will.
Yeah, like my Lauma heals for like 3k a pop. Like it's not nothing, but if you're running the Bloom team, that ain't enough. It's not even close to enough.
Do I have anything else to talk about in that vein? I don't know that I do. I don't think so. So yeah, Genshin is going to basically. I'm back to the R&R mines, I guess. If I wanted to play open world content, it'll be back to hunting R&Rs, which I do not relish. Thankfully, with so much extra stuff still that I haven't touched, I'll be able to rustle up a few more Prima Gems to recoup the expenditure on Lauma. But there are so many characters I want from this cycle compared to Natlan, where I was not fussed about a whole bunch of them, that who even knows if I'm going to have any enough Prima Gems to get the ones that I want. But the rumours that Alice is not going to be playable in this patch have persisted, despite the fact that would basically make her the only unplayable character in the trailer. So yeah, not really sure what that's going to mean. But all of the other ones have had rumours. Rumours that Vark is going to be a standard character have persisted. It's going to upset a lot of people because even if he came out really powerful, people would still perceive him as weaker because of him being on the standard banner. But that also seems weird because he'll almost certainly be, being like the non-cry representative of Mondstadt. Him not being an emo would be weird, but if he is an emo, that would mean, we're putting another emo 5-star on the standard banner, which still doesn't have a Geo character since they downgraded Ningguang into a 4-star. Because in the concepting stage, Ningguang was a 5-star.
I heard that he's going to be a physical damage character.
Well, it's not like physical doesn't need some help, but perhaps not at the standard 5-star level.
Like he's gonna be in users license agreement 2.0.
I mean, maybe they can revive in user license agreement. Is there anybody else who specializes in physical?
What's his nuts? Linnea Lynette's brother. Scuba Head. Yeah, Scuba Head.
I'm pretty sure that back in the day, people used to build Rosaria for physical as well. I did run a superconduct team through most of Nod Cry, not because I was using superconduct for anything, but simply because I wanted to put all my favorite characters on the same team and play with them. So, so I did most of Nod Cry with a team of Ningguang Sitlali and Yaimiko plus Shilonen to actually make the team able to survive.
See, well, all I know is I got my make Nailu great again team or the Maniga team. Cutting it close with that one.
Yeah, I was like, It's like,
I'll,
is that going to get caught by the auto sensor?
I'll type it out in live show chat just so you can see what I'm actually going for with that. The Make Nailu Great Again team, YouTube. Been talking about it for weeks, and you can't prove me otherwise. Not my fault. If you adjust the acronym a little bit, it sounds a bit funnier.
We are going to be fired. Remember, back in the day, a whole bunch of people got auto-censored for doing WoW lore videos that talked about Nagas.
Oh, and how they can't wear pants. Or
I don't
stealing
know if that was the
bikes.
topic of discussion. I know that Nagas stole my bike was a guild on the server that I played on back in the
I
day.
think it was a guild on a lot of servers because it's such an easy one to hit. Anyway,
It seems like the GM would probably pick on you if they saw it. Like Sneaky Pig War. I don't think I have anything else to discuss this week, and I'm almost out of gas because I'm at low energy thanks to beer.
well, fortunately, I don't really have much in the week besides work.
But you furiously silk-songed
I did for the first part of the week.
3 hours and 55 minutes, in theory.
Yeah. So, guess I can talk about that. Um, there's not a whole lot to talk about with it though. So I'll get the picture. So when I haven't been running around Natland trying to do cleanup, which I've done most of, I just have like 3% left in Bennett's vacation hotspot. Um, and messing around with the Bloom team. I've been continuing to play Silk Song. So I really like the video game. I know it's cool right now to poo poo on it.
Is it?
Oh yeah, people crying about how it's too hard and well actually the game design is this isn't really is it's in that stage. I'm seeing it all over the place.
This sounds like cope to me.
Yeah. Well, actually, this is bad game design because shut up. Nobody likes you. You have no friends, and you can't play video games. As basically my only response to those people. No, Silk Song's been great. I've been enjoying it start to finish, and so I wanted to get the worst achievement out of the way so that I only had green pastures on any future replays ready to go. And this meant getting the beat the game in under 5 hours, Chivo. So we are still very early in the game's lifespan. There is no guide for this yet. Um, there. So I wound up doing this with the incredibly painful MLG speedrunner route. This means no upgrades at all. Uh, Take the back door into Act Two. You spend the first hour and a half running around getting every movement upgrade as fast as humanly possible, doing a few tricks along the way with pogoing to get yourself uh, into positions earlier than you're supposed to with some really wacky sequence breaking. And you take yourself in the back door and uh, stick your face to the grindstone and beat yourself against the end of Act Two and get any of the endings on the Act Two boss. And don't go to Act Three, and you get your trophy. Um, Not too bad as far as how difficult it is. The hardest problem is routing. And that's mostly done by just pulling up the speedrun video on the other monitor and following the route it takes. Um, this takes the routing challenge out of it, but instead moves all the challenge of this Chivo into the execution because you have no upgrades, you have no tools, you have no abilities, no alternate crests, just you and a needle to beat the end of Act Two with 5 massive health. Which yeah, that's a trip. But we got there in the end, and it wasn't too bad. I clocked in at 3 hours and 55 minutes, an hour and a half of which was spent on the last arena. And for those that don't play the games, arenas are gauntlets of multiple waves of enemies you fight through. There's one right before one of the keys you need to open the door to the penultimate and final boss for Act Two. The penultimate boss for Act Two kicked my butt quite a bit because even though she's not super duper hard, doing her with no upgrades is quite quite the stretch. And then last boss actually ain't that hard. Her attacks are fairly simple to read, and once you've done her a couple times with no upgrades, you should be able to get her down. Yeah, whole hour and a half of that was spent on that section, and the rest of it not too bad. I've started up a run that goes through and is going for the 100% in 30 hours clear, but I won't be finishing that anytime soon, I don't think. I've just got it to a good stopping point, and I've locked it in where it's at. So yeah, um, that's that with that one. The last two, there'll be two more 100% runs I'll have to do if I want to get the game completely beated. And I don't know if I want to do those right away because I don't want to burn myself out on the game completely. Um, One of those is the aforementioned get 100% but do it under 30 hours in a regular playthrough. And the other one is beat Steel Soul mode / beat Steel Soul mode with 100% completion. Both of those function to two more 100% runs. Ugh. And I don't know if I want to burn myself out in the game, even though I'm really enjoying the game. Uh, Especially with the new What Trails in the Sky first chapter coming out. Though at the same time with that one, I'm not sure if I want to play that right now or if I want to wait for the inevitable second chapter release for the re-release because that's first chapter is only part one of a story.
I mean, it does feel like a part one, but it also does feel like it broke at the right point. I feel.
Yeah, it just ends on a super cliffhanger.
And then you start second chapter and you get immediately sodomized by the first boss.
Yeah, Kurt's something else. How come every boss named Kurt in RPGs needs to kick your butt? Remember in Tales of Graces, it had a Kurt. He kicked your butt there too. He was the I'll have your life, Diablo. Would insta kill one of your characters. I don't know if you ever played Tales of Graces.
I played Tales of Graces F, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah, the hardest mid game boss in that game was Kurt. Different Kurt though.
Or still come and solve this puzzle for me. I don't know what I need to do, and I just got killed.
Where is you? Hang on, I don't know where you is. I mean,
Use the map.
you know what? I'll just glide down from above. It'll be faster than me climbing.
I got killed again.
I mean,
And now my reviving meat is on cooldown.
I mean, a Dendro slime in a circle. Oh, I see a Sele. Yay.
I just don't know how the mechanics in Sumeru work, so I can't solve most of the puzzles simply because I don't know what to do. I tried electrocuting these things and it just killed me, so...
Oh, okay, hang on.
You can't just assume that prancing will solve every problem, Aristeel.
Well, if it's not that one, probably the fire one.
Oh, there's a fire one?
Yep. Work.
This doesn't seem to care.
Oh no. I genuinely don't know. Normally it's light them on electricity, you light them on fire, you light them on Dendro. And where are we at? Let's got a remarkable chest. Let's look it up.
You collected all the chests, didn't you?
You are. This was months and months ago. Let's see. Where's my Genshin and the fan made interactive map? Search
Oh, you
for.
want that kind of useless information, do you?
We're gonna go to remarkable chest in Samamaru, Sabumafu. Pull up our bigger map because I don't know where the fudge we are. Okay, Sumeru City. What the heck? Oh. It cannot be that simple. Okay, park your booty right here. Just survive.
I don't want to die. Okay. What?
That's literally it.
What's the trigger? What?
Literally is just stand next to it and don't die.
That's asinine. That doesn't count as a puzzle.
I don't think it's
Like
supposed to.
most people who are under attack attempt not to die, not stand in the fire instead.
Usually, when you see those mushes, it's light them on fire, light them on electricity, or light them on Dendro.
That's bullshit. Anyway. So, now that Silksong has given you a second game, third game possibly if you count Donkey Kong this year, which has not completely disappointed you, are you going to like pack it in for the rest of the year and just assume you got the best you're going to get? Or is there something else you're hoping for?
Like, the only other game on my radar is just a remake of a game I've already played. Like,
Probably at least twice.
Yeah, like, I played the original Trails trilogy twice. Well, the original first and second chapter 3 times, and I played the third once. But yeah, it's I don't I don't it just ain't very much this year. Like everybody with any taste knows at the Game Awards, the only two games that deserve any kind of accolades are Expedition 33 and Silk Song, and that's it.
They're going to give it to Borderlands, aren't they?
They're gonna find some way to cram Borderlands in there.
I've seen zero chatter about it. Zero.
I've seen a whole lot of people angry at Randy Pitchford, and I've seen people complaining it won't run on their PC.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing something about that. Yeah, I haven't seen any chatter about Borderlands proper, but I've seen a great deal of chatter about the system requirements.
Yep. Oh, good. Fern can
Oh,
save us.
Is Fern here just in time to discuss Randy Pitchford?
Oh, what did he do now?
Well, you see, Borderlands 4 apparently doesn't run on anybody's computer, and
It runs like absolute turds, yes.
Randy Pitchford offered two solutions. Number one, turn off the fog. There is no turn off the fog option in Borderlands 4. They didn't include one. And number two, stop being so poor and buy a better computer.
Ah, yes.
I mean, we're not talking baby rigs. We're talking 4070s to 5090s. Like, you know, upper mid to top end of the rigs you can build right now.
So I actually watched my brother play a little bit of Borderlands 4. He wouldn't listen to me when I told him, "Don't. It's a Gearbox game. It'll be half price in 3 months." But no. Anywho, yeah, his computer is pretty good. Not top of the line, but pretty good, and it ran like absolute dog water. So chuggy. And there was nothing on the screen going on at the time that would indicate a massive drop in frames, but yep, there was drops in frames. So in typical Randy fashion, Randy has put his foot in his mouth again.
You know, there were two video games this year that took their time to release and didn't have any major bugs.
But a true gamer will find a way to play these games.
Yeah,
Expedition 33 looks gorgeous. It was made with a tiny team, and it's not riddled with bugs.
In Unreal Engine, no less.
Like, what's your excuse?
Yep.
Like it had a few performance hiccups that they patched out right away,
and they were only fairly minor.
Yeah, they were very minor.
Honestly, Gearbox, you need to hire someone and give them a rolled up newspaper and then just have them follow Randy around. Every time he opens his mouth, whack him on the nose. No.
Or attempts to do a magic trick.
Or convince him to do a magic trick.
Like if you see him, go for his phone to type on the tweeter. Just start whap over and over again.
Whap. No. Bad Randy.
No tweeter for you.
A spray bottle with citrus water in it.
Yes.
Just spray him.
Meanwhile, I open up my browser and now there is a Sherma remix of Hololive Idols. That's going to my diabetes folder, I think. So anyway, yeah.
You can watch Verisa trying to be sexy if you want. Trying to be being the operative word.
That doesn't happen. It just doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
She's too goofy.
She's too much of a dork for that to work.
So yeah, it seems like just every time Randy makes a statement, he opens his mouth and just says something incredibly dumb.
Yeah, it's like if people are having trouble using your product, dunking on the pores probably shouldn't be the first port of call.
You don't blame your customers for issues with the product. You just don't. Randy does. So, yeah. So Borderlands 4, honestly, it doesn't look... Well, let's face it, it's not as bad as 3. The villain actually has an interesting hook this time around. Where he's basically a planetary overlord who mind controls people through the use of neck-based brain chips. which means he can assume direct control at any time. Also, he's a smug jerk. But
the thing is that what he needs to be is not a worse version of Handsome Jack.
he is not a worse version of Handsome Jack. He lacks the I suppose he's got the ego. He lacks the self-assuredness, I guess, maybe.
Well, I mean,
He's more
Jack's
cold.
self-assuredness sort of came across as, unbelievably insecure smarm.
Yes, it did. But this guy's a lot colder and a lot more deliberate. Whereas Handsome Jack seemed to make stuff up as he went along, for the most part. He is not a freaking streamer. So, yeah. Let's face it, after Borderlands 3, the only place they could go was up. I say that, of course, knowing full well that there is probably another layer of down they haven't delved to yet.
I never have too much of that down.
There's plenty of demand. Well, there's no demand for the down, but there seems to be plenty of supply for it. So anyway, aside from all of that, where are we up to?
Aristeel's weak.
It's you kind of locked in the tism this week, Ari.
I did a little bit. Well, in what way?
Going ham on Silksong.
Oh yeah, I talked about that. There's not much to talk about with it really. I mentioned before, but really it was just putting what was like Blue SR's world record run up and just following his autistic route as best I could without any of the too ridiculous frame perfect skips in it. So just omit a few of those and just get good.
Get good.
Like, there's not a whole lot of thought that went into it, but it does mean that all future playthroughs won't be as time stressed. I've still got the 30-hour 100% run to do, but that one's not nearly as bad as the 5-hour flat run.
Yeah. At least you know where everything is now, so.
Yeah. So that'll just be a routing a thing I gotta plan routes for. I'm not going to do that right away. I don't want to burn myself out on the game like I was talking about earlier. But and then the Steel Soul Chivos. But yeah, I've been having fun with Silksong. Or Skong.
Yeah, nice. Unfortunately, I didn't get to Skong as much as I probably should have this week. After I logged off last week, I went back, beat the Weaver, or the Widow, sorry. It was actually a really fun fight.
You get bells dropped on your head?
I got bells dropped on my head all over the place, and I thought I had her beat, and then no, she gets back up and goes absolutely mental.
The secret phase 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you think she's dead, and then no, she's up, and off she goes again.
My favorite boss is basically Widow on crack.
Oh dear. That sounds incredibly chaotic.
It is a very, very fast fight. Also,
Nice.
110% optional.
Yeah. So then after that, I got the loot and went around singing songs with various characters and found a few hidden bosses and things. I found the twin Moss Mothers, which was a very annoying fight more than anything else.
Oh, I kind of rolled them and didn't think twice about them. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's just more like there's bugs all over the place.
Did you find the important NPC in that location though?
I forget if I did.
You would remember her.
Then probably not.
Yeah. You want to go back and re-explore that area because she upgrades your basic crest.
Oh, yeah, I found her. Yeah. And sung songs with her.
And if you keep going back to her as you unlock more slots in other crests, she will further upgrade your basic crest.
What's really nice, actually, is if you talk to her a second time by that point in the game, she also gives you a crest slot which is not bound to your crest.
Okay, so yeah, you figured that part out already. Yeah, talk to
Yeah.
her again as you unlock even more memory slots in Crest.
Yes.
Once you've unlocked at least 20 slots, uh, she gives you a really stupid powerful upgrade.
Nice. Unfortunately, I tried to go back and play with Crest of the Hunter again, and all my muscle memory is completely off with it now, so I'll switch back to Reaper.
I do recommend Crest the Hunter just because the upgrades you get for it that Ava gets you,
Stupidly good.
yeah. The more attacks you land without being hit increase your attack power.
Yes. So yeah, after that, yeah, just didn't really go where I was supposed to until yesterday, really. Where I went up and I found the knight with the flail, or sorry, the meteor hammer, I should say. It's got. First attempt, I managed to lock in and almost got it beat. Then I think, and then after that, I just couldn't get back into the swing of it. So I put it down and I'll try again later.
Last Judge.
Last Judge.
Last Judge is fun.
Fun fight though.
That is the normal way you're supposed to get into Act 2.
Instead of going through the back door.
Yeah, the back door is quite a bit more retarded.
Yeah.
It involves going up through Sinner's Row, and then taking a hidden exit in the upper left, and then going into a secret area called the Mist that has a puzzle that, if you don't twig to what it's telling you need to do right away, you're going to be there forever. And then the Mist itself is no joke to solve, and there's no map for it, period.
Yeah, I mean, I could always go back and go up Sinner's Row, but nah. I think I'll go in the front door this time.
Then that involves going through Sinner's Row.
Yeah, let's not do that.
And that's the walk in the park part, because the Mist is there to just stab you in the nuts after it.
And I am a dum-dum, and I just realized how to make Last Judge so much easier.
Oh?
Re-quit the fire resist charm.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was doing it without it.
Yeah.
Because I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah. I'm not going to spoil a surprise on that boss fight.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And then to continue the road to the back door that you're not going to take, after you do the incredibly difficult Mist, you have to fight a secret backdoor boss who's probably just as hard or harder than the Last Judge.
Fun.
After going through a organ.
Define organ.
Church organ.
Okay.
A very,
Given
very...
these sorts of games, it could easily have been the other kind.
No, a very, very big church organ.
Is it made of bells?
No bells. But its bombs do double damage as steam vents.
Fun.
But it does have a really good boss fight at the end, too. So, after you go in the front door, if you feel masochistic, you can go in the back door as well.
Well, I mean, if I'm ever going to go for 100%, I'll have to eventually.
Yeah. When you get stuck at the Mist, just send me a message and I'll tell you how to solve the puzzle.
Yeah.
You're gonna get stuck. I didn't have to look it up, but it's because I got lucky.
Oh, right. Okay. That's ominous.
Yeah, just when you after you spend about 30 minutes going, I don't know what WTF I'm doing. Ari, help. Ari will tell you the answer to the... And then you're still gonna get your butt kicked, because the more correct doors you go through in the Mist, the harder it gets.
At least it gives you an indication of where if you're on the right track, I suppose.
Yeah, when there's about 5 race between you and the exit, and each of them does two massive damage and drains all your silk when it touches you. Yeah.
Oh, that's unpleasant.
Oh, and the entire area is trapped. And
of course it is.
And the traps don't reset. Or the traps do reset every time you die.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And if you go out the wrong exit one time, you're back to the start.
Oh, one of those, the Lost Woods maze.
Type
dealy.
Except it's randomized every time you load it.
Oh, that's just not fair.
There is no correct path. there's a way to identify the correct path, but you're not going to figure it out without luck or Ari help me.
All right. So that's going to be Skong next week then. Well, probably not, but yeah, we'll see. I'm only taking a very slow boil on Skong at this point. I don't know. I just find it a lot harder just to completely mono focus on a single game these days. I don't know why.
So yeah, that was Skong was my week, so you can go all full bore on your week.
Yep, because my week was full on Genshin after Skong.
Yep.
I decided, screw it, I've got to get it done, and I went through the entirety of Natlan.
You can invade Fern's world. I need to leave Val's world to invade Fern's world.
You can. I'm going to stand in a place that's going to make it damn near impossible.
No.
Yes.
I need to go to Statue of the Seven first because I've got like 5 characters on less than 4 figures health.
There's a treasure chest over there.
Because every freaking puzzle in Sumeru hurts you for some reason.
Oh yeah. You're running around the desert.
No, I was running around the forest, but
Oh,
the
the
scenery was
desert is
attacking
that,
me
but
all
worse.
the time.
Yeah, the desert thinks
Why-
every puzzle needs to come with scorpions.
Why it got to bully me like this?
Hello, goat wife. Why did you die, goat wife?
Did this to me. Why? Why would you be mean to Lauma?
I'm pretty
Because-
sure that Ganyu has the goat thing on lock.
Ganyu is goat, I suppose.
My favorite part of the Roffler video for Verisa is when Verisa kills chicken and makes it explode into chicken legs and begins eating them in front of Ganyu. And Ganyu gets mad, and Verisa and Ganyu start preparing to charge at each other. But Ganyu is charging like a goat does with its head sideways, and Verisa's charging like a cow does with its head down.
Oh, that's not going to end well.
Not for the goat.
Not for the goat.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. So yeah, plowed through Natlan. I started off about, I think it's the end of chapter 1, and then went right through to completion. I am at about halfway through Inafa's quest at the moment.
Oh, yeah, you really did pour it on.
Yeah. Because once you get through the first 2 chapters, 3 and 4 just go really quick. It's easy to sit down and just get sucked in and dragged along with that through the whole war arc. Instantly, I have the entirety of Eastern Latland I have not even touched. Because the main story does not send you there except until right at the end.
Oh, so you haven't gone underneath the volcano yet.
I haven't even touched the volcano yet. And so far on this map, I have gone. I've seen Ian-san run around and then got distracted by Dainsleif and his lot of story. And in this area, I've been stared at by a bat, and that's it.
You need to do Verisa's quest.
Just because.
Tequimican Valley 68%, Kota Peak Mountain 41%, Basin 75%, Springs 66%, Tepetonko 26%, Kuahuacan 43%, Atokpan 6%, Oshkinatlan 56%, Easy Breeze Holiday Resort 93%.
Yeah, it's a little bit lopsided there, isn't it?
You need to do Verisa's quest because mushrooms.
Because mushrooms?
Yes.
So, all right. So yeah, we'll go through it.
You don't know about the sheesh. Well, you barely know about the sheesh room.
I have not seen anything about the sheesh room, if I can remember it.
But we were down there last week.
You two went down there, I think.
It was in the hole.
Oh, down there. Okay. Incidentally, as part of that whole process, I did unlock more of the hole because I still need to go back and finish that. So you play through chapter 1 and chapter 2, and that's fine. It's all fairly business as normal Genshin story, and then you hit the war. And honestly, I think the war so far is probably the best bit of storytelling they've told.
It's pretty effective.
Very effective. They don't hide anything at all. You're just playing and experiencing through the entirety of basically everything going to hell.
Yeah, I suppose the only issue is that it's too hard of an act to follow.
Yeah, they're going to have to step up again for Nodcry for whatever's thing there. After that, you depends on what your story progress is. I hit a blockade. I had to go off and run around Inazuma with Raiden Shogun for half an hour. At that point, I have no idea why. So yeah, at that point, it just tells you you need to go and do Raiden Shogun's quest 2. At that point.
Oh,
So
that's
I did.
probably because originally it was a Raiden Shogun centric quest that is now no longer in the game.
Oh,
Was at that point,
yep.
but they gutted it out because they're retards and they keep removing perfectly good content from the game for no reason.
Why you do this, Hoyo? But yet they left the roadblock in place.
Apparently,
Okay, that makes a lot more sense now because as it is without that, it's just you go to Inazuma and you just run around. You officially open up the borders of Inazuma in that quest. Everything up until that point has been kind of unofficial, soft stuff, largely because A hadn't got the Shogun completely on her side before that point.
yeah, the originally that was the point in time at which the Isa bathhouse quest chain took place.
Yep.
And it's not in the game anymore. I don't know
Uh,
why. And it's really
yeah.
important character building stuff for Raiden Shogun as well.
Yeah.
So it's really nonsense that they took it out.
What it also really provides is a lot of the motivation behind not just Raiden Shogun, but A's the reason why she kind of come to that conclusion of this is my definition of eternity, where she wants stasis, basically.
Oh, all that's what it is. What we meant more is stuff they've removed has really. It's unfortunate it's not there because it goes a long way to turning Ren Shogun into a character.
Yeah.
And just in general, that whole bathhouse event that ain't there.
Which isn't there anymore. So yep, you miss all that.
I don't know why they just got rid of it. That was a huge quest line. They just cut it.
It's not the first
I
time
mean,
they've done it
Sri
either.
Lanka was a huge place as well. Like, this is going to be the real problem, right? When they bring back Durin in Nodcry, everybody who didn't do the original Dragon Spine quest, which includes me, and everybody who didn't do Sri is going to be totally clueless as to
Who is this guy?
why is this important at all.
Like we had to go look
So
up the old Dragon.
Pretty much apart from that little coda that they put in there for which is a cool sequence anyway, the Windbloom Festival chapter that they embed at the end of Natlan. Like apart from that, like you don't have very much contact with Durin or the Hexen Circle outside of a couple of very brief conversations and Sri, which is gone, despite being enormous.
Yeah, so
But
far to
Sri
date,
is at least as big as the Easy Breeze Resort.
yeah, so far to date from memory, the only because I've missed all of this content coming through. My only contact with the Hexen Circle was that scene in Fontaine, where one of the witches turns up, sort of, and talks through a cup of tea.
Yeah.
and well, Mona, I guess. Although Mona doesn't get a whole lot of direct story in the main quest line either. She pops up briefly here and there, and that's about it. And I think there may have been something else in Modstat, but that was about it.
But you've
So-
done you've done the stuff with like the court case and the chess game and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that is intended to get you caught up, but it's really not good enough.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, no, not the Natlan court case. I haven't done.
No, it's not in Natland, it's in Mondstadt.
It's in Modstat, is it? If it's in Modstat, I would have. If I've done it, it would have been a long, long time ago.
No. It's,
No, this is part of Natland.
Then no, I haven't got that far yet. It must come in after his quest.
No, it comes in right before it.
Doesn't.
If you open your quest log right now, do you have a quest called like parallelism and set in Mondstadt?
Parallelogism.
I drink some water, still.
I had the hiccups.
Yeah, that was a.
When you heard me disappearing earlier, it was to get water for my hiccups.
Let's see. Tales from the Court. No, that's Palais Memoria. That's Fontaine. I do not.
They didn't take it out, did they?
No,
Tell me they didn't take it out.
No, because I waited months to do it.
Let me see. That's telling you the whole. That's going to talk to Anafa. Hang on. Let me actually check the map and see what's on.
Go to the tour guide, because normally it'll appear there, won't it?
Yeah,
You'd think.
It's
in the guide tab on the tour guide.
Not that we could really blame you. Genshin's terrible about this kind of signposting.
Yeah, they don't signpost anything.
Yeah, so this is an important quest, and it's.
Oh, it's part of the Natland main story quest that just takes place in Mondstadt and doesn't have anything to do with Natland.
Hang on, I've got freebies to claim. Main story quest. Let's see. Tribal Chronicles story quest, incomplete story quest, Traveler's Tale.
I will send a screen cap to the live chat. So
I apologize, everybody. You're going to have to deal with a hiccup, and I can't stop it.
That's Core of 30.
I pasted it so you can see what it looks like.
Hang on, I'll look that up. So, yeah, there's been absolutely zero breadcrumbs that have pointed me in that direction.
But it's super major. As you can see, it's classified along with all the rest of the Archon quests.
It is listed as an Archon quest, yeah. Let me get back into the guide, because apparently you can't just go back. No, I'm not seeing it there. I'm going to keep looking for this. But,
This is like super important. Don't go to Nodcry until you've done it. There's an entire trance domain behind this quest.
So you'd think it would point you
to
directly
do
at it.
characters. I'm astonished that you found a way to evade it. This isn't Hollow Knight. You are not supposed to go in the back door.
You're not supposed to go in the back door in Hollow Knight either. But
I mean, the game doesn't stop me.
It doesn't stop you. Well, it punishes you for it, though. It's a case that you're going the hard way, are you? All right, have at you.
Oh no, it'll gleefully encourage you to do it when you get there if you can do it.
Yeah. Actually, I'm in co-op mode. Maybe that's why I'm not seeing the quest pop up. So I'll have to have a look at that later. I know some quests just don't appear when you're in co-op mode.
Oh my people.
Oh, hold on. There's a story quest requirement. You've got to have done Albedo's story quest.
But why?
Because it's about him.
Yeah, that one makes that one makes sense. He's kind of like the key figure in that.
Okay. Albedo's another character who doesn't actually turn up in the main storyline either.
Yes,
At
because
least
he turns up in Dragon Spine
while
we weren't playing.
Why you do this, Hoyo?
I don't know. I've written in every single freaking feedback form to stop doing this, but they haven't stopped doing it.
They haven't stopped. They're going to keep on doing it. I don't know.
Well, instead though, they
can't stop.
Have a balloon.
A balloon. A balloon. I want to get on the balloon.
So yeah, aside from that, it also sends. Aside from sending you off to Inazuma for a while, it also sends you off to do the Flower Feather quests, which makes a lot more sense.
It's worth doing those tribal quests as well. They're very fun and they're good story writing.
Yes. I went through, and then because I'd already done 2 out of the 3 parts, I just went and finished the Flower Feather one while I was there.
I
Yeah.
think
I
the
was very
Flower Feather
happy
one
with that.
might be one of the weaker ones, other than Kenich's, which is by far the weakest. But
Yeah.
like Sitlali's one is incredible. Shalonen's one's really good. Morlani's one's really good.
Speaking of Shalonen, there's another
Paris's one is
issue.
something else.
There's a mushroom. It's like I cannot tell you anything else about why Maurice's is amazing besides it's got a mushroom.
It involves a mushroom. So yeah.
A very green mushroom.
Yeah. So after that, you do a lot of running around. They seem to have. I'm going to say they forgot at this point about a plot element, but I bet you it's hidden behind another bit of cut content, and that is that Shalonen was supposed to die when the
No.
ancient name was passed.
This is a translation error. It just straight up was
Oh.
this you heard me complaining about a translation error around this time when we were going through the story.
That was it.
That was it. They just totally effed
Right.
it up.
So what is it supposed to be if Shalonen's not supposed to die?
I forgot what it's actually supposed to be, but it's just a total translation cock up.
Right.
Like the
They did their
localized,
job. That's
yeah,
the short version.
the localizers just royally messed this up.
That's a hell of a mess up.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, it's because they're never content to translate what's there. They always have to try and, guess the plot ahead of time so they can write their own version of the story.
Yeah. And that never works.
It's true that there are sort of there are cultural stamps placed on the story by different versions. Like if you compare, in most cases, if you compare the Japanese, the English, the Korean, and the Chinese, they're usually distributed around the Chinese rather than an exact match to it. The Japanese version tends to be more subtle on average. The English one tends to be American, is the easiest way for me as somebody of British stock to put it. Like everything is sort of like louder than it should be. Everything is more extreme than it would otherwise be. But that means that
there's a thing that happens to other people.
they try and write to the extreme case in a lot of things. The Korean one tends to be a bit like that as well, but that's because they tend to take a lot of cues from the English localization, not just from the Chinese one.
Mm.
But
So the
it
result is
does
a
result
bit of
in
a
some
mess.
changes. It does result in some changes to characterization as well. I discussed this earlier in the show before you came in, but there's a key scene between Columbina and Sandrone where the relative characterizations are actually different depending on the language. And they are sort of like distributed equidistantly around the Chinese version. Like the Japanese version is very sort of restrained, and the English one is very sort of like over the top temper tantrum.
That's a bit of a change again.
I would love to
Incidentally,
teleport up there, but Fern hasn't got the
either
waypoint.
Kenichiro or hates Saurian cookies. Because there's these placeables around the place that they've just scattered about the place. Kenichi's tether latches to them. I will attack the Saurian cookies if they're nearby. I found this out, by the way, while jumping off a cliff in order to tether across a gap.
But no, the Saurian cookies were more important.
Apparently, and Kenich face planted into the dirt. Hard.
Yeah, I run into that trouble all the time with Farina, where the goon squad will just decide, that cooking fire? That cooking fire? I don't like that cooking fire, and then they'll drain like half of my party's health.
Yeah, there's a
Pelting
few
cooking
characters
fire.
to do that. Farina's one, Kenich, and I'm trying to think. Basically, anyone who summons a minion, the minion can just go attack.
Miko does it, Fischl does it, Escoffier does it.
I'm here to tell you, you guys don't know the the king of targeting shoes.
Listen. Sharky goes where Sharky pleases.
Like, I'm
Has
here.
Sharky ever thrown you off a cliff to your death?
Yes, multiple times.
Excellent. At least Sharky is supposed to be an inanimate object. At least
That's really not clear on that.
Yeah,
maybe.
it's there was a shark she met that looked like Sharky at one point.
Oh well. At least with a hole, you can just put it down to malice.
No, Sharky's just retarded.
Yeah. So anyway, where was I? Main story quest. The big final confrontation with the big purple what's it?
Oh,
Honestly, the big climactic quest was very by the numbers.
It didn't make any sense. It's like, what are we doing again and why?
Well,
So-
you run through the Night Kingdom and everyone's cheering you on, and you fail at a couple of points, and people cheer louder, so you get back up and rinse and repeat.
now
How
That's-
do you fight a dragon? Because reasons.
You fight a dragon, and suddenly you get Pyro Traveler at the 11th hour because they've waited all this time to give you that.
Now I hope you've got 4 Night Soul characters available for weekly quests doing that boss, because otherwise you're screwed.
Because you got to have Night Soul characters. Actually, come to think of it, I
No,
need
no,
to
no.
look this up.
I mean, like literally, if you have anything that isn't a Night Soul character on your team when you do that boss fight, you'll probably just die.
Yeah.
No. I've been able to get by with Bennett.
Okay. Well, Bennett's Bennett.
Bennett
Though,
works.
so,
Bennett works just fine.
and frankly,
But
if
his
they
luck
just
can't get
said,
any worse. I mean,
yeah. So what have I got? I've got Traveler at Pyro at the moment. Does he do Night Soul damage? Yes, he
Right.
does.
Yeah, Traveler's Night Soul counts as Night Soul.
Pyro Traveler is Night Soul.
Pyro Traveler does have something that. Oh yeah, Pyro Traveler can't trigger the relic set.
No, yeah.
think
So in terms of damage, I think it counts as Night Soul, but for the set, it doesn't. So this is also the point where you start to run into voice actor fuckery. So up until this point, when you were originally playing through this storyline, I know there was a lot of areas where there was just no voice acting or characters were just randomly unvoiced.
Yeah.
They've gone back through and fixed 99% of that now. Except for that final confrontation quest where Aether is not voiced at all. Presumably Lumine isn't either. And Kanish is unvoiced for one line. And it is the most impactful line he says through that whole quest.
And he just randomly doesn't voice it.
He's just not voiced in that line. So there's that. They haven't gone back and fixed everything yet. And they also need to go and do redo the voice work for the intermission quest. Because you've got a bit of a mixed bag on that. Aether and Blimine are voiced, except for in the pre-rendered cutscenes where they're not.
Oh yeah. That roared me.
Especially like you've got this big impactful scene where Lumine is actually starting to spill the beans on what she's up to, and none of it's voiced.
You gotta remember it's backwards for me and Vol.
I mean, I know it is backwards, but the plot's the same. Close enough anyway. There's slight differences, very slight differences. And also the Dainsley getting played by the big villain at the time is loses all the impact when Dane doesn't say anything.
He's still not voiced?
He's completely unvoiced through the whole thing. Yeah, Traveler is voiced through everything that is not pre-rendered. So they've still got to go back and fix some of this stuff. But hopefully that should be the last of it.
Yeah, I had to
At
go.
that point,
Is everything in the new content all voiced, Dari?
Yeah.
everything
everything's
from
being replaced and
Innifer
everything's
onwards
online
should
now.
be.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, I'm not sure why Traveler isn't voiced through all that stuff, because the Traveler VAs were never a problem.
No, they were.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
Okay. I suppose the Trailblazer VAs kind of took the spotlight on that front.
Yeah, the traveler not being voiced when their dialogue pops up is not something that's normally a red flag because their voice lines are usually significant.
Yeah, whenever the traveler actually speaks.
But yeah,
Thing is that through that final confrontation quest line, Paimon's not around, so the traveler speaks a lot in that. I mean, by the traveler standards. Like the first thing you can actually say when you come back out is thank goodness, here's someone to talk for me again. Also, you because of the way things have shaped out, going from the main quest line into Dainsleif's quest line or the Abyss quest line, that's the line where New Paimon came in. And New Paimon at that point was still pretty rough.
Oh yeah.
And you really notice. Thankfully, New Paimon does get good pretty quick, so it's not an issue for long. But yeah, that first bit of that quest is yikes.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Old Paimon who took till mid Liyue to actually sort things out. Actually, no. Paimon in Liyue still wasn't particularly great. Would have been Inazuma. And yeah, beyond that, moving on into Inafa's quest, and I like Inafa. She's still broken at this point.
I can't stand her voice.
Her voice I can miss her voice, honestly, yeah.
It is awful.
He's fine in Japanese.
Yeah. Oh, hang on.
Not a standout, but there's no problems with it.
What are we doing here?
Painting things. Usually you want to match something to something else.
Oh, yep. That's got a blue bucket, so where's blue?
You can mix them as well by grabbing more time. The puzzle requires it, which it doesn't always.
Which it doesn't always, and doesn't seem to at the moment.
Mix blue and red, it makes purple.
So yeah, and that's where I'm up to so far. Is I think after Inafa, you go onto Nogcry after that, don't you?
Yeah, but you really shouldn't skip parallelism.
Go back and do parallelism.
I got to go do parallelism, which means I need to do Albedo.
Albedo's one is quite short. It's one of the really oldest ones. And it's not going to make much sense because it sort of expects you to know a bit about him, which nobody does.
Yeah. Okay, so it's red, and it's going to want purple, I assume. Boop. There we go. Okay, so I see how that puzzle works. It's easy enough. Yeah. There is a lot of stuff in that land I still haven't done. I still haven't done half the tribal quests. I get the impression that last quest, the big confrontation, everyone's kind of standing around in a circle arranged by their tribe at the start of that, and I think they might actually change a little bit depending on what quest you've done.
I doubt it.
Well, there are like a few lines that are different.
Yeah, like for Chaska, her bird sister shows up. It wouldn't make any sense for Bird Sister to show up if you had not done that, had not finished Flower Feather quest.
But most of the tribal quests are worth doing just because they're fun. Go do Varisa's tribal quest.
I do want to go and do Varisa and Inafa's because, let's face it, their entire area is just luchadors.
Their entire area is mushrooms.
Yeah. Also, because there was no contact with the Nightwind before that, their leader just shows up at the end, and he's just enormous for no reason.
Oh yeah, he is like Shaquille O'Neal out there, ain't he?
Yeah, maybe a bit more extreme than that.
I don't know. Have you seen how tall Shaq is?
Yeah, Shaq spends an awful lot of time on Australian TV these days.
That boy is tall.
Yeah. So there's this giant man dressed in purple standing around because, hang on, why are you here? Who are you? Oh, right.
Yeah, it's definitely
Also,
worth doing those. It's also worth doing the main quest for the history of the dragons,
mm-hmm,
which is through Oshkanatlan and then into the volcano.
There's a lot of
right.
reading in that one though. To be ready
Yeah,
for that going
that
into
sound
it.
like everything surrounding Oshkanatlan looks like it's just lore bomb, lore bomb, lore bomb.
Yeah, it's definitely something you want to like settle down for an afternoon to just work on those quests, because of course each of them has their own area associated with them, full of distractions that will prevent you from advancing.
Yeah.
It
Is there an
yeah.
area for a whore? Please say no.
Yes, there is kind of.
Well, Inefa's quest, Inefa's chapter of the main quest makes a lot more sense if you've done those. To be totally honest.
Yeah, because I read the point I cut off was a whore considering that he remembered an effort for some reason or another, which without context makes zero sense.
But like all of the individuals referred to, like you kind of know them already if you've done Oshkanatlan.
So maybe I should put a pin on that and go and do Oshkanatlan.
And its follow up
This
area.
is kind of getting to a point where I need a reading order list.
I mean, we can help you, but it's just
Oshkanatlan and the whatchamacallit, the volcano, like they are the main quest, the main side quest for Natlan as a whole. Like there's a lot of content in there.
So that's a sit down and dedicate some time to it.
It will
Area.
take time, yeah.
yeah.
Especially the volcano is gargantuan.
Is it another
It's
hole?
it's quite methodical, but it is very, very large.
It's not you're not
It,
going down so much as spiraling outward and then going down once and then spiraling outward again.
Okay.
it's a much more varied and complex structure than the whole. Although navigation is ironically easier, despite that, because everything is sort of color coded and they are in a couple of broad planes rather than many vertically stacked, quite narrow planes.
And there are taxis.
All right.
There are
That's
taxis.
this guy will not stop talking.
Are you in cutscene
Honestly,
land?
damn guy.
He's explaining how this puzzle works.
Oh, if we
It's
just
basically
Yeah.
it sounds fairly simple.
If you haven't encountered it yet, something to keep in mind in Natlan is that you can only talk to Saurians while possessing a Saurian, but you can talk
Yes.
to them.
I haven't found a whole lot of points where that's actually been useful, but okay. So I say that's right. That should be right.
first hit's
But yeah,
always free.
Yeah. What else was there? There's another bit of concepts where I need to go back and look up, and that I presume is set just after the whole bit with Mavwika going and talking to the Shade of Death.
There's a lot of cut content.
Presumably, yeah, and I think that's the bit where Shalonen just tears strips off Mavwika.
That might have been it was around then.
It's either it's just before or just after that whole bit.
I don't know what they cut and what they didn't.
Well, that was the veterinary quest he's talking about.
Incidentally, it's odd going back through some of this stuff, and there's a whole cut scene with Auroron where he's talking to Aoife. But at that point in the game, Aoife didn't have a model. So he's just inside this random hut. Well, it's his hut, but he's just inside this hut the entire time.
Yeah, it'd be after that point. Because that whole
Aoife
event was Aoife's event.
Aoife had a model at that point.
That was Aoife's event. That's where they introduced him.
Okay. So yeah, as it is now, because I first encountered Aoife during the Yennefer quest, they actually introduced each other. They introduced each other like this the first time. So, which is a nice change. Because usually there's been these times where a new character shows up, who's been in this bit of event or cut content, and everyone just talks like they've known each other for years. So I'm glad they at least addressed that.
Yeah, there are some real bad ones for that, like Shinyan and Layla and Farazan, and that as far as I'm aware, you've basically got no contact with them whatsoever, but they know you real well.
Hanzo being the biggest one.
Yep.
Yeah, because he barely leaves you alone. He's always around.
Like, I don't know who
I've
you
never met
are.
you, man.
Why are you chasing me, random person?
Help, police. I got this crazy man chasing. He is the police. What?
What?
I apologize, folks. The hiccups won't go away.
The hiccups are getting terrible. So yeah, it's been good. There's been ups and downs. The definitely more ups than downs through Natlan at least. I do want to smack Mawiko occasionally because she just kind of takes it for granted that everyone knows what she's on about and what her plan is. But the problem with that is basically everyone who's involved in the plan has resurfaced memories. And so once they awaken to those memories, they just suddenly know what the plan is. But the traveler, and by extension the player, are never privy to that.
I didn't get the feeling Mavwika got, or like Mualani and them got the memories of the old names when they rejuiced them.
They don't really do much with it. No.
I just I didn't think that's how it worked at all. I just thought they like awakened to the power of the name or something.
No, when Mualani wakes up, she basically just straight up says, "Yeah, I've got all these memories I didn't have before."
Rusty, I need you to cook for me.
Oh, what? Okay.
I need your mental power to do it.
Hey, whose birthday is it today? It is Ino's birthday. Oh, and my inbox is full of Primo gems. Thank you. Because I did the web event during the week as well. I just hadn't cleaned out my inbox. So yeah, it's not because Moik is deliberately trying to hold things back. I think she just kind of just takes it for granted and skips over things.
She's incredibly reckless and slipshod, and this is the thing that Mavwika defenders use to say that she's a good character who's written well. But as far as I'm concerned, if a character has traits and they aren't demonstrated on screen and addressed directly, they might as well not have them. Because none of the other characters, except in very limited circumstances, Shalonen, behave like Mavwika has character flaws.
Yeah.
Everybody else worships the ground that she walks on.
Shalonen just seems to be done with her crap half the time. But you only see that like twice in the main story now.
Yeah, there's some section where I can't remember where it was. I just have the disconnected memory of it, where Mavwika proposes a Flamestrider Grand Prix, and I think I can't remember whether this is fan content or whether it's a brief conversation embedded in the game or something. But she just thinks that this would be a great idea if everybody had races on Flamestriders like her one, and I think you're like something along those lines. Isn't there just one of those? And Mavwika goes, "Oh, don't worry, I've already talked to Shalonen about it." I mean, she said no, but whatever.
Yeah, see, that sounds like it should be something that's in the main game. But yeah, and I know there is cut content around this, but
well, it's not cut content because it's still considered canon. The problem is it's just effing removed. Like, it's just timed content. This event content is still considered canon. It's still there, but to the player that didn't play when it was live, you have no idea knowing what it is unless you go on YouTube.
Yeah. Oops. I did not want that.
Wonder how long until he figures it out, Vol.
Well, I accidentally fat fingered it and got the wrong color.
Oh no.
I don't know. He's only up to stage 2, isn't he?
Oh, is he? I
Yeah.
thought, okay. Yeah,
Boy,
like,
are they going to start screwing with me with stage 3? So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So basically, what you've said now is that I've got a whole bunch of other stuff I really should go and do before I go do Not Cry.
yeah.
Yeah, there's actually a
Paralogism
lot of
being the
stuff
main thing.
in Nod Cry that I got this constant vibe that I'm missing things in Nod Cry because I keep identifying things that just by chance I happened to do this quest, which definitely influenced the dialogue. But there are so many quests I haven't done. Like I've done two long form quests in Fontaine total out of that entire 4.x, and and at least one of them has come up in a big way because like I already knew who Sadil was.
I have no
Or
idea who
Sadil.
Steele is, so I'm going to be completely in the weeds for that one.
And so it's like, oh well, how does this conversation go if you're meeting for the first time? Maybe it doesn't change very much. Maybe they just gloss over the fact that you don't know them. But yeah, it's I'm wondering how many other things are like that. So I'm probably gonna have to go back and attack Fontaine with a bit more of a will, particularly because Sandrone is very, very obviously tied to Fontaine. Like she perfectly meets the description of one of the characters' sisters, one of the background characters' sisters, as part of the Fontaine Research Institute.
Right.
I know that's a lot of crumb cakes.
Is he cheating? I bet she's going to cheat. Oh. I see the problem. Oh, wait. Yeah, he is cheating.
Yeah, we can't even see the NPC, so.
Yeah, we can only see the coloured rocks and nothing else.
Yeah, I see it. The yellow one is darker. So he's cheating.
Cool. Yeah, we see no NPCs. We just see rocks.
You just see the rocks randomly appearing.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right. So yeah, I got in and did some work this week on the Genshin front. But yeah, there's a whole lot there I've skipped over or just haven't gotten around to yet. Like a lot of the tribal stuff I need to go back and do. I haven't even looked at the volcano yet.
Volcano is fun, but
Volcano is a gorgeous area. Like it was definitely one of those sort of like when you come out into that area for the first time, it was one of those jaw-dropping things.
I definitely recommend you prioritize doing Albedo's quest and the Pelogism.
Herodigism.
The Pelogism quest.
Although it's going to make limited sense due to the lack of Similanka.
Yeah. Yeah, the ending of that's not going to make any goddamn sense for it, is it?
Probably not.
Still important that you see it. And
Can't get to show this again, so I got to remember what these actually were. I think that was it. Yeah. What else? This. Oh, it was purple. Damn. Yeah, I know there's like a bunch of event stuff as well. Like I don't think I should be touching the current event.
it's a nod cry, so it'd be pretty hard to.
Yeah. Well, it lets you teleport over there, but if I teleport over there, I'm going to get yoinked.
Yeah,
And also, it'd be spoilery.
and you're almost caught up and can do events in real time. How close are you to adventure rank 55?
About 75% of the way.
You're almost there.
Very nearly there. That whole battle sequence actually gives you nearly a full level. Even at this point, it just really gives you a lot. Blue, orange, yellow. Okay.
Stand on the brown rock.
Yep. That's blue. Yeah. Don't want you. Oh yeah, he's definitely cheating. Okay, in that case, time to cheat back.
Yeah, we do have an email this week, by the way.
Oh, there it is. So now's probably a good time to jump into that, unless you want to expand elsewhere.
No, not really. I think we can do the email and go over any brief news topics and then call it there, I think, for the week. Because I'm honestly being murdered by my hiccups.
Are you serious? Are you going to expect me to read it with a sore throat? Just because you've got hiccups? That's a yes, isn't it?
It probably is, unless you want me to do it.
Do you know how to read English?
Mostly.
I'll give it a go. I don't
All
know
right.
I don't know what will happen if we ask Fern to read it. Anyway, this email we have received is from our good buddy Serithus, and it is entitled PTSD Simulator. And it leads off with the very unadorned comments. We were good, bad, Genshin, extra sword. I think that these are notes. Anyway, dear no excuses. So, I have been having another niggling thought about ZZZ. With the current boss, we have had the third female veteran of the armed forces going on a suicidal tantrum. This is not entirely unexpected, as the army seems to be a hotbed of multiple ethically dubious research projects and corrupt leadership. Also, the stinger was obvious from a mile away. In Genshin, I finished hoovering up all the chests, made significantly easier by the zone-wide treasure compass. I really hope they backport this to the rest of the zones. Just like in Fontaine, one of the quest chains nets you a 4-star sword. That makes me wonder if I missed such a weapon in Natlan. Mommy has been almost fully built, Autistic WMD Enjoyer is almost built, and oh right, I need to build Mona. Almost forgot about her. At least I have an off-field hydro applicator who won't kill me, unlike Farina. Just to wrap things up, I went back to Wuwa. finished Frosty Mountain and the Black Shores, so now I'm hoovering up chests and doing the various events while leveling up a few characters to do the tower thingy. They also had a tower defense event, just like ZZZ, and I dare say the English voice acting is actually worse than Buttervision. Also,
Really
because of
is.
ZZZ, I always try to dodge the counter prompt instead of trying to counter it. And finally, apparently not only English localizers fancy themselves writers, the Silksong Chinese translation reads like a high school assignment for theatre kids who go full ham on purple prose. It's really, really, really bad.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I've heard the Chinese localization is just comically bad in Silk Song, and the Team Cherry is looking to get somebody to redo it.
I
They
mean, I
just
don't know
went
how you would
completely
tell.
ham.
Like Chinese high fantasy literature is like that. Like high fantasy pulp fiction from China is like Chunibyo on steroids. It's so like every book reads like it was written by Fischl, but
Oh dear.
I don't know exactly what the Silksong translation is like. So, but yeah, I have not played any of Woo with English voice acting, and I am quite glad about that. I also always dodge the counter prompt. Realistically, that's because I think countering it is usually too dangerous most of the time, unless you have an intro outro ready. Like trying to use that counter prompt is usually just going to get you domed. That's been my experience anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe
Like I said
there's a way to
last
do it, and
week,
I just don't really know what it is.
like I said last week, the English voice acting was so bad, even just during that opening hour, I thought it was done by AI.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not,
I think that I
but
think it was just phoned in. Like, I think that they just gave them the script and told them, "Look, just read this."
just read this, read it once, don't worry too much. Some characters are better than others, but oh boy.
But the sort of the Act 2, like, no, I don't, Act 2 is probably the wrong thing to call it because they've got act numbers in there. The 2.0 story has received a lot of praise for the storytelling. So if it was really lumbered with terrible voice acting, I don't think that that would be the case. So maybe they do just clean up their act later.
Maybe.
But then
I mean,
again,
it's not like the opening voice acting in Genshin was particularly awesome.
yeah, but then again,
It wasn't.
we've seen how these people will treat. Or you think I give the English voice actors a wide berth? We've seen how the mobile game fans will accommodate them.
Oh yeah, they will absolutely crucify them.
No, the other way around.
They'll
Oh
play them
yeah, okay.
relentlessly
The ones who don't
based
care,
on
they're just there for the. Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Normally, I'm fairly forgiving of voice acting. I don't mind too much if it's bad as long as it's serviceable. But yeah,
these people will become sycophantic for the voice actors and defend them to their dying breath, even if the performance is downright awful. Like Buttervision's voice actor, people will tell you is genuinely good.
he might be in other places, but
No,
not
he's
here.
not. He doesn't have any other roles.
Oh, he's only Buttervision.
Pretty much.
yeah. All I've heard of him is when he's doing the preview videos for new characters. Occasionally, he's the voice actor they'll bring in, and I don't know what he's trying to sound like. He's clearly trying to go for something, but I'm fairly sure that I was better. I was better at acting when I was a substitute that would occasionally help out the drama club in high school. Like if they needed an extra voice for something, and I'm pretty sure I could act better than that. Like because he's trying to sound like something. He's got something in mind, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's like he's treating everything like some kind of enunciation lesson. It's very strange.
This sanctuary, bunch of vision,
Vision.
break.
There's a McTomasaur around here somewhere.
But I mean, he's going to be a major player in the next patch. He's probably going to have quite a few lines. So
Are they going to lift his game?
This sanctuary, this bunch of vision.
So
Got
the
it.
next chapter of Amphorius is going to be basically okay. So they've ushered in the era Nova, but everything has gone horribly wrong because they didn't think hard enough about what happens after you win. And there's only a few people still standing at the end of all of this, and the story seems like it's going to be basically pivot on the Astral Express team down on Amphorius rather than dealing primarily with the Flame Chasers.
Like if you want a clear shining example of holy crap, the it is obviously the voice direction in Amphorius. Or not Amphorius, in Star Rail. Sitlali voices March 7th in English. And she is so much better as Sitlali.
I guess I
Yeah.
don't know what Sitlali sounds like in English, so like her job in Japanese is to sound tsundere, and there's a lot of examples to draw from if that's your job, and she pretty much nails it. But it's a very standard type, so it's not exactly challenging. So I don't know what it would be translated to in English.
She
And-
Tsundere definitely fits for English.
It does. She's very haughty, very sure of herself.
I'm not even sure I would pick those words. She's just Tsundere.
Well, half the time she's drunk, so. I mean, I enjoy Sitlali's performances.
Need to link you a Rothler video, Fern.
Oh no.
You sure do love yourself some Roffler.
It's the Archon drinking contest one.
Oh, Venti would win.
No.
Or
Sitlali
Sitlali would win.
Sitlali wins.
That is why she is my spirit animal. Her living conditions are the same as mine. I really need to do something about all these empty alcohol bottles.
I dumped it in live show chat. Oh.
Sometimes liquor comes in really nice bottles, so it's hard to throw them away.
Well, we can terrorize Fern. Ears.
Oh, the dears.
I haven't actually sat down to watch many of them, but I've seen an upsurge in my good friend Lauma-chan.
Oh.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
The horns have gotten significantly hornier.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
Fern.
Hmm?
Quit running, Fern.
What are you doing? You're doing goat things. Nah! So many deer.
I didn't spend a pile of money on a constellation to make my deer longer.
I did.
You have to deer harder.
I haven't equipped any gear yet on this character, so...
It's supposed to go.
As far as I'm concerned, I pulled Lauma purely to be an accessory for Nefa next patch, so... I don't care if they call her Green Yoimiya. I pull characters exclusively based on how pretty they are.
And prance so gracefully.
Paint Monotus and Ixthosaurs don't play nice together, as it turns out.
All the deer.
Oh, so many deer. I'm trying to puzzle and I can't see a squat is what I'm doing.
Because it's just like a deer raven here.
Yeah. Why though? But why?
You too could have a deer.
I mean,
Okay.
I've got loads of resources there to spin on the deer, but I don't want to spin on it.
I think that you should probably think more carefully about how you spend your resources, Burn.
I mean,
Aside
You're not
from being-
obliged to randomly YOLO pull every single banner.
I mean,
I am not going to randomly yellow pull this banner.
The deer has
I'd-
functionally no use for you, but you could too be a deer.
I would be better spent rolling on Nahida than the deer.
Well, I mean, the current teams for Flints and Inefa and so forth, and even for whatchamacallit, Nailu, the numbers testing has shown that there's only a few percentage points difference between C0 Ino and Nahida. Like they're actually really, really close because Moon Sign has such a big influence on those team builds, and Ino supplies Moon Sign, but Nahida doesn't.
Ah. So yeah, I don't worry about that. I'm trying to. Well, I'm not trying to decide. I've got a fair idea of who I want to spin on, but I don't know when they're actually going to show up in the story. So, and thus on the banner. So we'll see.
I want to spin on everybody, so everybody except for the boys.
I don't mind the boys.
Like
They got
Varka's
better
going to be
ideas.
standard. He'll everybody says Varka will be standard, and there's going to be a standard every time typically. So
But he's got a penis.
it's not unreasonable. And Durin, I don't particularly want to pull for because he's an off-field pyro support, and I feel like my pyro usage is built around Sitlali as it is, and my Sitlali's heavily invested. So there's no
Also,
point in trying to heavily invest in other off-field support for fire reactions. Doesn't make much sense. So
yeah. Also, there's other options already in the game for that.
well, there's only Shangling and Bennett, really. Like
In
Durin,
that are both
according
support.
to the leakers, Durin is being built specifically because there is no premium version of Shangling in the game, so everybody just uses Shangling, which means it's basically money being left on the table.
Oh, I get it. Yep. How do you premium Bennett, by the way? You can't premium
You
Bennett without
you
breaking
don't
the game.
premium Bennett. The story goes, the meme goes that Bennett is a Netland character, and he was launched in 1.0, but at the power level of a Netland character.
Well, I mean the resort event kind of confirmed that now.
Yeah. Yeah, so we the it was known all along he was actually from Netland, so his power level is for a Netland character, which is why he was such an odd duck amongst all the other characters from 1.0.
Yep, he's an Atlan character.
Like if you
Probably nice if they
compare,
gave him some new lines for that, but anyway.
like if you compare him and like his closest equivalent of Eonsan, they are roughly equivalent in the power boost they give just for mobile characters versus stationary characters.
Yes. Is the Unsung their attempt to have a new Bennett?
A mobile
Okay.
Bennett, yes.
It's
A mobile
basically
Bennett.
Bennett for characters that can't play Circle Impact because they move too much. So, like,
Yep.
I'm not saying you would, but as an example, you can't really use Bennett for somebody like Clorant because Clorant dashes everywhere while she's fighting.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that wouldn't work. So you need somebody who movement distance is going to be an advantage rather than a disadvantage, and that's what Yansan is for.
Yeah, or like
Right.
Varese is who she's
If
made
you can
for.
understand her kit, like if I was going to use Yansan, I'd have to get Ari to sit me down and explain to me how it works because the tooltips are useless and it feels really unintuitive to play.
Oh yeah, the frickin' Wikipedia page is starting to. We're getting there.
I've heard rumors that Wuwa is actually significantly worse.
That's
Like
saying something.
there was one character that I remember that I read a strategy guide on it that I skipped through it. I didn't read the guide. I skipped to the end, and the end said, "And now you can see why we wrote an essay on music theory instead of explaining what the tooltips meant."
Oh, that's bad. That's really bad.
Yeah, like you are clobbering people Wikipedia pages over here. Like Lauma's tooltips say a whole lot of words for hold the skill button and press the ultimate button.
Cullis up here. The map's saying there's a Cullis here somewhere. I'm assuming it's up here.
The worst thing about Lauma is that her color palette doesn't quite match any of the gliders.
So that's a to-do thing, is go and unlock the gliders.
It's just not quite there.
Yeah.
Close, but no cigar.
I just use the dark blue ones.
All right.
I mean, the new one that will come out eventually for Natlan matches her hair and her horns at least, but it does not match her clothes.
You see what the Nogcrow one is yet?
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But some of the Fontaine one's colours match, but the Fontaine one isn't symmetrical, and so I can't stand to use it.
We did have a discussion last week about how one thing to note about Lauma is that she takes the hat trick for largest waist, bust, and butt.
Not waist, hips.
Hips. Well, could be smallest waist as well. We don't know. We just didn't get the measuring tape out for that one.
If you're talking a hips to waist ratio, probably, because we're talking about 2 to 1 here. Like, I'm pretty sure her thighs are thicker than her waist.
But yeah, we got to. And if you go deer form, she definitely has the biggest butt.
She has a oh dear butt.
Her butt size is oh dear.
Oh dear. Thing is, though, her model's no different from anyone else, from what I can tell. It's just the way she's
It
dressed.
is. No, it is. They have augmented it. They have selectively augmented it.
Yeah.
And this has become a thing at Hoyo because they launched a new CBT for ZZZ, and there's been one change has been made to graphical assets that people have managed to notice, and that's that they have significantly increased the bust size of one of the new characters. Everything else is the same.
What was the ZZZ that went through and just gave half a dozen characters butts?
What do you mean butts?
As in
They all
butts.
have butts.
Oh, no, some of them had no butt.
No.
They got butts.
ZZZ's always
Is that
had.
ZZZ?
No. ZZZ's always.
ZZZ has always been a bakery.
It has. There was a game. If it wasn't ZZZ, I can't remember what it was, but
I know that they removed all the butts from Final Fantasy.
They removed the butts from
Famously
Final
so, in
Fantasy.
fact. There are plenty of mods that you can apply to FF14 to restore the butts.
And some of them actually give a butt slider, so you can customize how much butt you get.
But no, if you drag your Mavwika down and put her next to our llamas, you will notice that you are lacking.
In profile, somewhat slimmer.
Yeah, you are very much lacking lady in this scenario.
It's kind of hard to tell with Mavwika because of the ginormous hair.
But I mean, if you're going to fulfill the nature goddess role in the cast,
you must appear
certain
first.
assets are necessary.
I mean, like the closest other one we have with a different body curve cut out is probably Verisa.
I mean, the classicers compare Verisa's build to Farina's build. They're the same height.
Farina's a stick, though.
But
yeah, but this is against the allegation that every character has the same models.
Yeah, there is a bit of variance in there.
It's not just a little bit of variance.
Look at those thighs.
Like, our little cowgirl is one of her thighs could eat all of Farina.
That's a lot of thigh. Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 different models or base models. But yeah, there is still a bit of variance in them.
Well, it's more that the newer girls are finally diverging from like the stock body proportions.
Realistically, my suspicion is that they gained the ability to do so probably as part of an internal project that is what has resulted in the large number of custom animations in the past couple versions.
Could be. Because you go back
Like
and look at
they've
like
probably just improved the robustness of the rigging so that they don't have to keep the models the same to keep the rigging working.
Yeah.
within limits.
But yeah, like
It's just gonna look weird.
like part of the reason Varisa was such a big deal with her model when she came out is because for the medium female model, she was so much
Chunkier.
that's a word for it.
It's not a nice word. Thicker, as the kids say.
Well, she is not fat.
No.
She's not even tubby. She just has thunder
Curvy.
thighs.
There you go.
Yeah, all of her food went somewhere else.
Yeah, and she definitely got the thunder thighs going on.
That's all muscle for all the
And
running she does.
I remember once upon a time when it was thick thighs save lives, but apparently people wanted to hate on Varisa at time of release.
Well, they felt she wasn't fat enough. And she also didn't have vitiligo,
Yeah, that
which
was
is important for some reason.
that was in full
They
swing
think-
when she came out.
Yeah, it's because she is cow themed, therefore she needs to have spots, I guess.
No, that would
I
make
think
too much
that
sense.
I think that was the fig leaf. I
Yeah.
don't think that was the reason. I think it was the fig leaf.
That was people trying to make sense of it. But yeah, it happened a few years ago. Like suddenly heterochromia wasn't cool anymore. It was vitiligo. Or yeah, for original characters.
Everybody just want to be Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I guess.
Gotta give him that revitiligo.
But that's the opposite of what Jackson's got.
Yes. Anyway, where were we?
Make Nylu great again.
Mate, no, great. Yeah, you did that, didn't you?
It's the acronym that he's so proud of.
A lot of bombs I got painted on the walls over here.
I like how
What
Fern,
should we do first?
it has gone right over Fern's head.
I get it. I'm just steering clear of it because that YouTube.
He
will
doesn't want to go
probably
to jail.
download it.
Oh,
I
don't
wanna go to
worry.
jail.
We already said it out loud on the show. I'm not
So
gonna say.
anywho.
I'm not gonna say it again.
If anybody asked, it was just Aristeal hiccuping.
So yes, thank you for the email, Serathis. Let's see. Anything specific in there to bounce off of that I didn't notice? Yeah, the ZZ military does seem to be
Highly unstable.
Gleefully corrupt.
No sense of ethics whatsoever.
yeah, they do.
Completely and utterly deranged.
If you're a high-ranking female officer in the military, you do seem to inevitably go cray cray. Does seem
And
to
if
be.
you're in charge of any like Department of Defense projects, you are probably Joseph Mengele.
Also, this graffiti is blinking at me. It's weird.
And yeah, I'm not sure who you mean by mobby in Genshin. There's a lot of mommies.
There are a lot of mummies.
Who?
He mentioned mommy in his email.
He has built his mummy.
I presume that we're talking about the character that has been just released, that whose design document probably said childbearing body on it.
Yeah, probably means the
1 metric unit fertility goddess.
it probably means the Lauma, but you never know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't woo.
Actually, do we have any idea what the next banner order is?
Just know that Nephra's coming out next, I think, and that's it.
They're just doing one new character as far as anybody's aware, and it's going to be Nepha on the first phase and probably some rerun on the second phase. Probably Nuvalet again, I would guess, or something, unless Nuvalet's going to be this patch, because they keep running Nuvalet over and over again for some reason.
Yeah. Well, they did.
He makes money every time.
They
People can't get enough of him.
because he's balking. Oh yeah, we have a character who is one power tier above the Archons, and people wonder why. Anywho, if it's not, it has been a while since Nouvelette's run, so he probably is due.
I don't think it's been that long. When was the last time Nouvelet was run?
Let's see.
It just doesn't seem like it was that long ago.
Maybe it's time for a Yoimiya rerun.
It could be.
Maybe a rerunner alongside somebody who's not riding Shogun.
Looks like it's Flynn's and Yelan up next.
Oh,
we're talking about
Yelan.
this match. Oh yeah, Yelan's
Yeah.
Yelan's sort of still a very, very powerful off-field Hydra applicator. So
Which
it makes
reminds me,
sense
I
for her to
did
be.
that event quest. Did it actually give me her costume?
No,
Yeah,
you have to pay money for the costume.
Oh, that's stupid. It gave you
It's a
Bennett's for
paid
free.
costume.
Yeah, Bennett's 4-star though.
Well, yeah, that's why they aren't giving you
That's why.
the Yellen one.
So evening wear Yellen, and you got to pay for it because it's evening wear. Whereas Bennett is he just rolled out of basically rolled out of Natlan, I guess.
Okay, so Nouvelet last ran in 5.2, so he's had 3 banners.
Yep. Do we? Yeah. Lama and Nahida ends. Why is that listed twice? That's weird. But yeah, no mention of a secondary banner, at least according to this.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're not going to have one because they're currently running Chronicled Wish, so they wouldn't have another one.
Yeah. Incidentally, I just went with Mona on that.
Oh, on your pick tick?
Yeah.
Well, she is one of the more useful ones. I went with Mizuki.
Yeah.
Don't know when I'll get around to building her. She's not actually very good, but like there really aren't. There are a couple of niche teams that use her, but she doesn't see widespread use. She's just not. Her kit's not quite all there for that. But I like her character, so. Which means that the only standard character I don't have is the fake Electro Cat.
I still want the event where Mizuki has to have a therapy session with Uolani and Yoimiya.
Oh dear.
And just has to come back and be like, these are the...
probably got more need for therapy than they do.
Just goes back and he's like, yeah, these are just the like healthiest people in all of Teyvat.
Yeah.
What did you just do?
Apparently I got.
You didn't just get got. You got me gotted too.
I don't know what happened, but well, I was using Mavwika at the time. Mavwika tends to get got herself. You look at Mavwika and she falls over. That's how she gets got.
I came down there was an explosion, and then Lama was dead.
I think there must have been a barrel in there somewhere, but I didn't see it. I need to go find a statue of the 7.
Why?
Because Mavwika is actually no screw it. I'll just eat an egg.
He could go stand in his totem pole.
There we go. Problem solved. So yeah, I do really like my team at the moment. I'm still building Emily up. I need to go and do some grinding for her now that I've finished with the main story. That's more stuff I've got to do on the side. Need to go get her a set of gear and a few more ascension materials. Mostly.
I wonder if she'll
gems.
get revised to be Luna compatible when Durin comes out.
Maybe.
Because they did revise the tooltips on a bunch of characters when they released the Luna Bloom and Luna Charge reactions.
Yeah, they made it so Nailu's Super Blooms work with...
They made it so Nouvelet is still the most powerful character in the game.
They couldn't just leave him alone, could they? Let's see. Dendro. I want Luna Burn. This tooltip is enormous. Trying to find it because, again, tooltip enormous.
Well, Fern looks for that. Do y'all have any news stuff y'all noticed this week? I
Here we
didn't.
go. No, they have not updated Emily yet.
No, they won't have, because it will probably be 6.3-ish, I would say. 6.2, 6.3. I'd say 6.3 is probably Columbina, so probably 6.4 or 6.2 will be Durin. 6.1 is Nefer. People say Nicole is 6.6.
Rug.
Incidentally, is this a Hoyoverse crossover Nicole, or is it just a completely different Nicole?
It's a different Nicole.
Okay.
I'm not convinced.
So no incredibly cheap skin
I mean,
flints.
I don't have any clear evidence that it's not the same Nicole. It's not Nicole Damara, but her name is Nicole. But they have had characters before who have had the same name who aren't the same person.
Yeah.
I so want it to be. If I normally am kind of whatever to negative whenever Hoyo goes all in with their multiversal crossovers, but if they did it with Nicole, I think we'd have the opposite effect. I would be a-okay with that. Do like Nicole.
He is fun. Also cheap. Very, very cheap.
Well, she's sort of like supposed to be some kind of skinflint with a heart of gold character.
Yeah, that heart of gold is buried deep down.
Yeah, whereas if you look at like Nailu and Farina, who are about the same height with the same body type, their genetics are scarily similar here, aside from skin tone.
But one is from India and one is from France.
One is from Reddit and one is from France.
All right. Anything else?
As much water
Or
as
should we
Nailu
move-
splashes around in, there's no way she smells like anything from India.
Could be worse. She could dance
Everybody
in
working
River
on
with
YouTube
socks
is from
on.
there, so be careful what you say. No, I did check the news before the show, but I didn't see anything worth talking about. It's just there's nothing much happening other than Randy Pitchford shooting his mouth off.
Which is basically a weekly occurrence at this point.
I can't help but notice that the two games that people loved the most this year are games that took their time coming out and released without any major bugs. How about that? Almost like finishing your video game makes it a good video game, makes people like it and want to play it. Who'd have thunk?
I did see one quickly thing that knocked up is Relooters had their open beta. If you remember that game.
I don't.
That was the heist game, the diversity higher made heist game. Where you're not stealing from museums, you are reclaiming cultural artifacts.
Sounds terrible.
It did. It is. And they only got 22 players. At most.
That would be why
Why people putting artifacts in museums is the only reason we have those artifacts to begin with.
That's kind of what museums are for.
Like, things don't get preserved otherwise. It's only because they're curiosities in a different culture that we keep other people's trash.
Yes.
They're not going to keep their own trash.
No, to them it's trash.
Well,
Like you
it's
show
trash
a
until
broken
it
bit of
gets revalued.
pottery to An ancient
If it gets
Egyptian,
made-
they're just going to say, "Oh, that's rubbish."
If it gets made valuable by putting it in a museum, then they suddenly want it back. But up until that, it's just debris.
And Boo Boo don't know how good this is.
This bat has a weird hitbox. I'm trying to do the laser maze.
And see the notification for that.
Because this bat is fatter than you might expect it to be.
Gasp! They're re-releasing Dinkum on Switch 2.
I mean, I don't mind Dinkum. It's like Animal Crossing, except more cassowaries.
Berries. All right.
Oh, you can get
I-
killed by a
I think-
cassowary rather than just mysterious gentlemen who break your kneecaps. It's basically Animal Crossing.
Wua has pygmy cassowaries, and I nearly got killed by them.
Sounds right. Velociraptors came in all sizes, apparently, so why not? It's the same thing.
Yeah, I'm still not seeing anything I would call news.
All right.
No, I'm really not either.
Nobody cares if there's an Xbox price increase because nobody plays games on Xbox. Does anybody own an Xbox?
Know anybody that does?
Really, because most people who play on Xbox have just gone over, are playing it on PC now. And even Microsoft seems to be acknowledging it that.
Well, it is a PC and it operates on the same ecosystem as a PC, so why would you buy the console?
Portability, I guess, but then you just buy a laptop. And that used to be one of the big things about consoles was they're portable, but that's not so much true anymore. Xboxes have never exactly been small and portable.
Yeah. That didn't
You
stop
all
us
remember
at
the
LAN
original
parties.
Xbox, which is the size of a coffee table.
Yeah, brought those over for Halo LAN parties all the time.
Yep. I apologize for your terrible back, in that case.
Oh,
Well, he's from America. They also have potato controllers.
Terrible, those controllers.
yeah. All right. I vote we call it there so I can hiccup to death with the mic
All right.
not on. All right, folks. I cannot control it. It's driving me nuts. Fall is sick. And we will be back next week. Y'all got anything else?
Not really.
Nope.
All right, then. We will see y'all next week.